It's been a minute since I've actually done one of these people. It's been a long ass minute. Here it is. Okay, share audio. Brilliant. We are live. All right.
Artist, producer, and designer, formerly known as Kanye West,
What's up, people?
on this, the Lex Fridman podcast.
Based off of our connection and just you being a friend, I need to show you my two tech companies and get your perspective on it. Because now I have friends that can give a perspective. Like,
So just giving you some background. I watched this whole thing this afternoon, and yay, this is the most rational he's been in all these interviews that he's been doing. And I feel like um I don't think he's on his meds still. And chat, let me know, please, in the chat. Let me know if you can hear the audio from the actual video, the podcast. Yeah, I think that he's here trying to be a little more open and pleading to the public, really, because he probably knows at this point that everything is kind of screwed for him, right? He's got he got dropped from Gap, he got dropped from his talent agency, he got dropped from Balenciaga. He's doing this media tour, and in this interview, he still doesn't he still kind of holds his position on the Jewish community, but doesn't try to explain it much. And Lex Fridman, being a person who's Jewish, I'd consider him a pseudo intellectual. Not my favorite in the podcast space, because he does. The thing is, like, I feel like thinkers. What up, Daoud? What's good, brother? Can you hear? Can you hear it? Wait, I'm gonna play the Lex Fridman audio. Let me know if you can hear it.
like when I albums, I had other friends that worked on albums, and they would give me their perspectives on it.
You want to do this?
We are doing it. This is part of it.
This is part of it?
Absolutely.
All right, beautiful.
Oh, well, I wanted to finish. The thing is, okay, you're going to ask me different questions, but I'm about growing and building and bringing the idea to life. So when I see you, I
All
say,
right, brother, thank you.
oh, this guy.
So yeah, I was talking to my man Daoud about this a few seconds ago, and I have mixed feelings about Lex Fridman and his platform, but because I mean he lets a lot of, I mean he has like business people and scientists, all types, and then he brings on a guy like Joe Rogan, who is like almost as dumb as Kanye. And it's like you bring these types of people on there, and you have a certain viewpoint on life. But he's one of those people who I feel is sort of like on the same grounds as me on on some issues, whether it be, I think he's pretty much pro-choice when it comes to women's rights, as far as their bodies go, all that stuff. And obviously, being Jewish, he understands like what anti-Semitism is to him and his community and all that type of stuff. And he does give some pushback on Kanye when it comes to this in the interview, but still throws him when Kanye raises his voice a little bit, he kind of quivers and backs down. Not as much as Nori did, but still in a way that kind of made it like, why if you're giving this man a platform to counter his views, especially being a Jew, what is the what are you trying to what are you trying to achieve by just letting him keep spewing what he's spewing? And it's I'm just torn, because in this, like I said, this is the most rational interview this man's done. And I'm just gonna skip to a few things. I'm gonna just show you, like, let's see his views on the Holocaust, and I got to talk about this. Let's just go there.
As we become more technologically savvy, that, my friend, is why engineering isn't everything. That you have to desperately study the lessons of history. In Nazi Germany, science was used to create atrocities. Engineering, the same. Engineering could be a tool of war.
We are still in the Holocaust. A Jewish friend of mine said, go visit the Holocaust Museum. And my response was, let's visit our Holocaust Museum, Planned Parenthood.
See, that's some dumb shit to say right there. Go visit our Holocaust Museum, Planned Parenthood. Do you understand Planned Parenthood does not only do abortions on black women, Kanye West. They provide health services for all women. Obviously, yes, they provide morning after pills, abortions, things like that. But they also provide a whole wealth of things that has helped women for decades in this country. Now, mind you, the founders of Planned Parenthood, back in the, what was it, 18, 1900, whatever, had a very horrible agenda of eugenics and all that other stuff. And I think that's kind of faded. It's very much faded. And, part of the pushback from the public, from people outside of or conservative media, has been that Planned Parenthood's a bad thing. And you fed right into that. And then you look up one stat, like a stat like in the borough, the Bronx or something, there's more abortions than black people who whatever. And then you label that as the number one killer of black people. And that's not true by any stretch of the imagination. Okay? You cherry pick facts and pull what you want out of them to prove a point that's kind of stupid, because there's nothing about what Planned Parenthood does that is anywhere near what the Nazis did to the Jews in the Holocaust. And that's on God.
With all due respect,
So we can, Dayu saying, so we could just erase Planned Parenthood's shady start. Erase what? What did they do to you yesterday? What did they do? Like, what eugenics are they practicing now? Are they practicing on white women too? Hispanic women, Chinese women, all these people that go there for their services? What are they doing right now that compares to what they did back then? That's legal. The founders are the founders. The founding fathers of this country, from George Washington to whoever, owned slaves. Are you gonna fucking move to Canada, homie? Come on. Think logically, brothers. Jesus Christ. Don't make me drop knowledge on y'all. I'm too smart for this. I'm too smart for this. Planned Parenthood, look, you can't erase history, but you also, part of what history is about, and I think Lex said in his interview, I don't know what part exactly, is the fact that you can't, history teaches us things, right? Lessons, life lessons, lessons in understanding of where society has been and where society is going. So if we don't learn about a Nazi Germany, if we do not learn about slavery, Holocaust, all that stuff, World War I, World War II, Mansa Musa, all this stuff, we're doing to repeat certain things that were bad. And we're doing that now. Like, we know what fascism is. It better what I don't know, but we know what fascism is. We understand these things, and we right now we're feeding into that even more, even with the bigger understanding. There's books on this stuff that says, hey, if you say X, Y, and Z, or do X, Y, and Z, you're leading yourself into a fascist regime, or you're leading us into another Holocaust. But people don't listen because people aren't educated anymore. But that's a whole other topic. But Kanye is a big part of that miseducation. Oh, Dakari's in the house. What's good, brother?
What's up, yo?
I was just here ranting. You happen to check out the Lex Fridman Kanye?
The who?
Lex Fridman. He's a podcaster.
I don't even know who the hell that is.
Oh, he's the guy on the screen right now.
Okay.
But yeah, he is Kanye.
The sunken eye white dude right here?
The white dude right there. Yeah, he's a Jewish engineer guy who has like a big podcast platform. I listen to some of his stuff. I was just doing a little commentary while I was waiting for everybody to jump in. But yeah, he pretty much, he's Jewish, by the way, too. So a friend of Kanye, a friend of Joe Rogan. And by the way, I gotta take this off. I'm starting to sweat. I put this get up on the message, y'all, but everybody showed up late. How you been, by the way?
Hey, brother, I can't complain. One day at a time, man.
Yeah, one day at a time. You look good. Look good. Hold on a sec.
I don't look as good as you. You got all that money on.
All right.
What's that?
This ain't made for big-headed people.
What's that? ECG?
Yo, all right, I'm back. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You showing off all that ECG, all
my
that money.
Headphones disconnected. Never use these headphones for this activity. Give me 1 second, brother. I can't hear anything right now.
Cool. All right, y'all, I'm in charge now. Welcome to my show. It's been a long time coming. Now that we have a man of, culture.
There he is.
Oh.
I can hear you now. What did you say? Is your show?
No, I was letting people know this is my show now. I'm taking over.
You taking over? Go ahead, man. Colt. That's my new name, Colt.
I'm not ready for the DEFCON 3 attacks.
Yeah, you ready? All right, so he's talking. This is a part of the podcast where Kanye goes on to compare Planned Parenthood to the Holocaust when it comes to black people.
What?
So yeah, I'm gonna start playing it. Let me know if the volume is good if you can't hear it.
I grew up in the Soviet Union. I'm Jewish. Parts of my family perished in the Holocaust of Nazi Germany. I have to push back that there is a difference of the atrocities at that scale, at that time, on an entire people.
I was going to say the number. That's the difference.
It's not the number.
Because 6 million, well, also, African Americans are actually Jew also. The lost tribe of Israel.
Push back.
This nigga. So I did a little research today on Judaism. So you know Hebrew Israelites and all that stuff, right? Okay. I'm sure that Hebrews, they were dark-skinned Hebrews. What up, Quentin? They were dark-skinned Hebrews. They were dark-skinned, Christians, obviously, because Kanye is a Christian, but how can you be Christian and Jewish? I don't get it. But the original, according to religion, original people, whatever. But if there's two different types of Jew. There's cultural and religious.
Right.
I can become a religious Jew all day. A cultural Jewish person is somebody who not only practices the religion, but also has that culture. You have and it's one of those. Just to give you some context, it's one. If not, I think it's the like Islam. I could consider that too. It's like a culture and a religion all wrapped up into one, right? You live a certain way, and you practice your religion the same way you practice your day-to-day living. That's the way you could look at it. Christians do not have that. And I don't know if you could agree with that, because Christians come from all walks of life. You could
wouldn't ethnically describe yourself as a Christian. Like, correct. The idea of Christianity is following the practices of one Jesus Christ. So anybody could do that.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. But from a cultural perspective, Jewish people have food. They have not only prayer, but song and dance and celebrations that all wrap around their religion.
Yeah,
right?
They even have some ethnically, sometimes people look or can be described as, I could tell you have Jewish, descent or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whether it be like accents and stuff like that, those things are prevalent. But that also goes with the stereotypes too.
Right. Yeah, it can lean into that.
Yeah, it can lean into that. But then also, you could tell, like, I have, and this only knowing this because I grew up with a lot of Orthodox Jewish people. They have, wearing yarmulkes and all types of stuff like that. So I understand the cultural aspect of it. I understand the religious aspect of it. And not many, there's not, to say that you're you're a Jew, Kanye West, to say you are a Jew and a Jewish person or whatever, it is not. You're not. You're not. You don't fit the characteristics. Like, you could, like, Drake is Jewish, right? Like, he had a bar mitzvah, all that stuff. So that's Kanye's favorite rapper, favorite person. He said, right? Didn't he say that on Drink Champs song? He's like the best person.
It fluctuates. 1 minute him and Drake brothers, and the next minute I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, my man, Quentin, that's a good point. There's a difference between being cultural Jew and ethnic Jew. Yeah. That's not, cultural. Ethnic. Well, ethnic and culture are kind of like
the same.
I would say kind of saying, like, religious Jewish, because I can convert to Judaism today. Like, Shine converted to Judaism. He embraced it, culture and everything, and then he backed off of it. Like, I don't know what he is now.
Converted to Lenny Kravitz converted to
Lenny
Judaism.
Kravitz, yeah. But wasn't his dad Jewish? I don't know, but it's all it's all relative to the point that this guy and what the other people that have been judging Kanye are making. It's that you're kind of like in the space where you're blaming, you're saying that you can say these things because you're Jewish. As like, you know,
But that's like saying that because I'm colored, I can talk bad about people from Africa. Like that doesn't correlate, bro.
does that court? I mean, that's a whole other discussion. You know, like the whole FBA versus, you know, like any other ethnicity of black.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
my main thing from what I'm deriving from this particular part of this conversation is it's wild because this man is sitting here trying to compare African Americans and black people with Planned Parenthood with what the Jews went through, and is their form of systemic control and manipulation of culture and institutions like Planned Parenthood. You can argue that, yeah, but the number one thing with going to Planned Parenthood, like it's a choice.
Yes, that's a good
Mr.
point.
Slavery is a choice, doesn't understand that.
Yeah,
Going to
Mr.
abort a
Slavery's a
child
is a choice.
even though it's in a system where black
So-
people are encouraged to go to these places, it doesn't matter. It's still a
Look-
choice because there's a lot of single black women and men who raise children, or not even necessarily single. There's a lot of people who decide, I'm gonna have this child, or even responsibly give this child away as opposed to abort it, that don't use Planned Parenthood as an option.
And you got and not to be contrary to that point, but sometimes, and this is just from the educational standpoint, if you don't understand like that like when it comes to like understanding birth control, understanding things like that, people sometimes, and this goes black and white, you could be living in a trailer park, living in the hood, whatever. If you don't understand how to proper contraception, these are the options that you have, right? Abortions, morning after pill. Now, some people don't even know about morning after pills. Like you just pop it and be done with it in a day. But they wait till they, oh shit, I forgot my period. Oh, I'll just wait. Next thing you know, they realize I got a little bump, and then they're like, oh shit, I'm pregnant. They don't even know.
That Plan B pill stopped me from being a dad like 9 times.
Man,
nah,
man. I'm just saying, God bless. Now, if they get rid of that, there's a lot of people. Well, I'm married now, but it's like, that's helped out. Even with my wife, we had a couple of, so long story short, you can't not, if you don't understand why people would go to a Planned Parenthood for those services, then you're stupid. But you also got to think what other, and I mentioned this early on before you hopped in, that Planned Parenthood also provides women's services when it comes to healthcare. If they have like issues, I don't know what all women have, tons of issues, especially with with their menstrual cycles, things like that. Planned Parenthood helps with all of that type of stuff to get you regular, put you on the right like birth control, put you on the right like medications that you would need for if you have certain issues as a woman. I can't comment on everything because I don't know everything that Planned Parenthood does, but it's a good alternative to in a country where freaking healthcare costs an arm and a leg, to going to a back alley abortion or going and asking google.com what to do. You know what I'm saying? It's a good medical alternative that's safe and secure. Now mind you, the history of Planned Parenthood, it's a resource, yes. And my boy Daoud's in the chat, back to what you were saying about the history of Planned Parenthood. Yes, but things evolve. Like the same, like if the original purpose of Planned Parenthood is to do X, and now they're doing Y, and they haven't done X in 20,000 years, what are we discussing? It's like with the Democratic Party being, they were pro-slavery back in the 1800s. Now they're not, and they just use black people for votes rather than having us working in the fields. But that's a whole other discussion. But it's like, you got to understand that things evolve, things change, and people's opinions change as time goes on. And part of what we learn when it comes to like history and understanding of certain things, we have to like learn from these events, whether they're good or bad, and not repeat them. And it looks like it seems to come full circle. Just like with fashion, like baggy clothes are back in style again, all that type of stuff. People say, oh, that's whack 10 years ago, and now all of a sudden they're doing the same thing because people forget. Then they're watching an old Big Daddy Kane video and they're like, oh shit, I want them parachute pants. Let me go get them.
jeans.
Jabot jeans. I saw something on Jabot jeans today. It was funny.
They back, man.
Yep. Yeah, not for me. Like he says, Kanye's gone off the rails. So Quentin saying Kanye's gone off the rails. I agree.
Kanye been off the rails though.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to check this video out later. The whole interview is pretty.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into it because I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, towards the end of the video, Kanye actually apologized for the comments he made about Jewish people. That's the first time.
Wow,
it's crazy. All right, let's get back into this. This is what the Holocaust discussion.
Back on that too.
Okay, so well, everyone came from Africa.
I am African. I'm basically African American. We're brothers.
And we're both Jew. And we're brothers. So
we're human.
6 million people died in the Holocaust. Over 20 million have died by the hands of abortion. And the media promotes the My Body, My Choice, which is actually still a promotion for Planned Parenthood. 50% of Black deaths a year is actually abortion. It's not the cop with the knee. It's not black on black violence and gang violence.
Is that true? 50% of Black death is from abortion.
What? Like, what is? Yo, what the fuck is Black Death, bro? That sounds like a bubonic plague. Like, what are you?
What is? So, like, that's what I was saying. What
of Black, about? Like, so is he saying women die from complications from Planned Parenthood, or is he counting the fetuses as Black lives?
See, this is weird. So I did look that stat up, and it his point evolves from a statistic that came out of New York, I think specifically the Bronx borough, right? And talking about, and you know, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, the other 3 people watching, and the 1 person on Facebook, it'll pick up though. It takes a while. Yeah, I've been off of YouTube for about 3 months. So.
I know this the comeback season.
Oh my god, dog! You don't know I'm ready. I just redid the whole sneaker room. I'm cleaning out. Nah, man, they going on sale. They're going on sale. I'm gonna keep some of them. I don't care. See, that's one of those things. We're gonna talk about that later when if anybody else gets on. Can you hit up people, because I'm kind of controlling it. Can you hit up everybody and see if who else is joining? I know John. I don't know Jonathan. He worked for the government, so he probably can't.
He should be off by now. Big Baller John can spare some time.
I'm just saying it might not be a good look for him to jump on this type of conversation.
Conflict of
interest. You know what I'm saying? Not even
they might go DEFCON 3 on his government contract.
Yep. But you know, I know Eddie don't give a fuck. But anyway, what was I talking about? He counts the fetuses of Black lives. Yeah. I one of the big things about this is, like, I understand conservative people with the cherry pick statistics. So does everybody who's trying to prove a point, but it's kind of hard to believe that 50% of Black death comes from abortions.
I just don't see that.
You know what I'm saying? When we got so many issues in this community, like heart disease, COVID was a big killer in the last couple of years. You know, poverty,
like
black on black crime, all that shit.
You said heart disease, like Dave Chappelle said, regular ass table salt.
Black people. Exactly. But you also, I mean, look, brothers getting shot every day in Chicago, all that type of shit. And that sounds like such a conservative talking point, but it's fucking true. And it's one of those things that doesn't, you know, when we have these discussions, regular ass Black people like us don't really or can't really relate to it, right? Like, you don't, I mean, I don't know where you live exactly, but you don't, I'm pretty sure that you're in a fairly safe environment where you're not hearing gunshots every night and little babies dying in the streets every night. So, and me, I live basically in the suburbs. So it's like, I can't relate to it, number one. And number two, it's not a small percentage, but it's a smaller percentage of what average Black people's lives are like in the US. We have other issues that we need attended to, like economics, education, you know, economy. Like that's a lot, you know, Black people are fairly conservative from my understanding, including myself for the most part. And I'm not like religious conservative, more fiscally conservative, but I get what they, you know, like prison reform, gun control, and whatever else, fucking voting issues are not issues that regular Black folks, for the most part, deal with on a day-to-day basis. And Democrat and Republican don't talk to those issues at all. They like want prison reform. They want, you know, they want shit that we can't relate to. for the most part. And then we have to also think, okay, these are our brothers and sisters. How are we going to fix that? We have to get in those communities and fix it ourselves. That's the biggest thing. And, I preach that all the time, even when we was doing the podcast before, even though some people didn't agree with it. And that's part of the reason they're no longer here. But at the end of the day, you have to think about like these things in the context of how the whole community can pitch in to do things for ourselves, like providing platforms and doing things the right way and teaching people and doing it for ourselves. That's the only way we're ever going to come up. That's the way the Jews do it. That's the way the Chinese do it. That's the way
Kanye West actually said that in the song. I can't remember
he says
which song it was, but he was like, the Jews share their truth on how to make a dime. Like that was his exact quote.
Jay-Z said it on what was it? The OJ story, OJ joint, where he was talking about buying up buildings.
Yeah, how they buy buildings in their neighborhoods.
Yep. And he started buying up buildings. Yeah. And look, they're doing that now. Brothers are doing that now. Brothers and sisters are doing it now. It's just like we have, but now the system. Yes, it's built against us. There is systemic racism. There is systems that are hurting us to not let us progress to certain levels of stature. But then, there's enough allies out there, and enough of us to get things done, enough capital. And this got to be apparently, according to his numbers, the richest black person in America. He out here canoodling with fucking white supremacists. And,
it's so many people. Like I look at some people I know that I went to school with, that I grew up with. They moved to like bustling urban environments like Chicago, and they'll take pictures from events that they go to throughout the city. It won't be anything curated. It'll just be like a birthday party, and you'll see like Chance the Rapper there and Lil Durk there, and they're all together in multi-level programs involving education and real estate, owning small businesses, culinary arts, and they've created a community like the New Chicago, as they call it. It's full with young black creatives and entrepreneurs dividing the wealth amongst themselves and multiplying. Like you'll see somebody you went to school with or that casually, or they're hanging out with, insert rapper here. And they'll tell you, yeah, I'm making this money not based off my record label or my deal. I'm basing it off of flipping properties in communities that I live in, making them nice, raising the property value, and then spreading the wealth that way. And I don't see Kanye doing that. Kanye West is hanging out with Candace Owens and these politicians who are shaking his hand to get an ethnic vote. And he think he got like the cheat code behind it. Like you spreading out these facts about Planned Parenthood is the number one killer of black people, but at the same time also saying stuff like we're getting manipulated by people to create the most babies and funnel the system. So, bro, which is it? They all dying or they all... Because, like, I grew up in an urban area. I grew up in Southeast DC. I've seen some things, like you said, hearing gunshots outside the house at night. I had a friend sleep over one time when there was some gunshots outside. The boy changed colors. He was like, "What was that?" Like, bro, there's gunshots. That's news to you? So, like, I saw more people in my hood growing up with babies than I did going to Planned Parenthood. It wasn't a local Planned Parenthood in my area,
and that would have been helpful. I mean, to most of these women out there, because I'm sure you know that story about that girl who got her own abortion somehow. You hear these things. I heard it. That's the early '90s. I don't know if they still do that now, but like, Pac made something about Brenda got a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like that, things like that. These were things that we heard about. Like, oh, that girl. Because there wasn't a system built around helping people like that when they need those things. And then what it does when you have, an overpopulation, or you have your kids too early or whatever, it keeps you in that system, right? Because then you're like, oh, I have too many. I have a kid now. I have to take care of that kid. So I have to sign up. Now I don't have an education because I had it when I was 15. Let's say, right? The child, the father wants to be involved, and then now the father's like, "Fuck, I got to do what I got to do to get this money." So he starts selling drugs, and it's a cycle, it's a system, and it's been like that since what, the late mid '60s, in the community because they, them breaking apart the black household, all that stuff. It's in the history books, and people don't understand the correlation between things. And they, I understand accountability, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? If you got to rob a store to go to get a loaf of bread to feed your family, you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Especially
what they
if
say.
there's
You
no
got to
other
get it how
alternative.
you live.
Exactly. And a lot of people, look, white people do it, black people do it. It's just that in the black community, we're criminalized. We're doing like, and these stories you don't hear them until they have that story where they got out the hood or whatever. Like, I had to rob to get a piece of bread for my kid. Oh, but now I was trading stocks of Robinhood, and now I'm a billionaire. Like those things are like one in a million. And but we don't hear the real stories of people who actually pull themselves up, or the people that are stuck in there, and we don't understand why they got there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just thinks that it's just a bad situation. And then there's brothers like Kanye who literally grew up in that shit but can't relate anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, he used to rap about it, now he doesn't even understand it.
He's so far removed from it at this point.
Yeah, even Jay-Z is, man. When he talks now, I mean, I think Jay just has progressed into this I don't know what with the hair and everything. I don't know what he's doing, but he's at least, he can't relate to people anymore. I think in general, because he's like worth like $800 million now.
He's up there.
He's up there, yeah. And like you see all these things. Plus, he's in those circles. He's in those circles with those white people doing things, right? But he's playing the game.
And it's like you said, playing the game, elevate yourself to those standards, but doing those health checks with yourself and your community to continue to have some type of connection. Like, people might dislike LeBron as an athlete. They might dislike some of his, direction he's taking the Lakers in. Less said about that, the better. But LeBron established a school for the people in his community.
Yeah.
And continues to funnel resources and opportunities into it.
Yeah.
And it's not just, he did something in LA when he's in LA. He did something in Miami. He took him back to the grassroots of Cleveland. And I guess Kanye called himself trying to do that same thing with his Donned Academy, but like, where's the school even at? Like, did he put it in Southside Chicago? Did he open
where
the doors?
I heard it was like a cult. Like,
yeah,
they got kids dressing up
all wearing $20 optometrist shades and size 4XL hoodies. Like, who are these kids? Where they come from? They look like kids that are probably already of prominence in Kanye West circle that are taking advantage of just being rich, living in Calabasas. Why isn't this school in Southside Chicago? Why isn't it a performing arts center? Why isn't it the opportunity for, like he said in the song with Andre 3000, my favorite art teacher name was Mrs. Leslie, who was there when I first learned to put my thoughts to a medley. Like, where's that why aren't you other kids Mrs. Levy's? Why aren't you doing that for them? You know what I'm saying? And you would have more credence to me with your outlandish stuff if you had like some type of action plan. It's like you getting on pillar to post, the podcast, the platform to say outlandish shit. And I'm like, is this just a giant ploy to get out of these contracts that he's not happy with? Because there's no action behind any of these words.
I mean, I see he has action some things. But I think, and this is what I always, I used to say on the podcast, that if you have the financial means to do things bigger than just, taking a kid under the wing or whatever, he's providing jobs. I don't know who he's hiring per se, but he's providing jobs.
Smith, that seems like the only person he hired.
And that dude from Balenciaga, maybe, that I forgot.
Yeah, them.
But not like, you gotta understand, like same with Beyonce or Jay-Z or Oprah or whoever, Tyler Perry, like it's a progression. You can't, the minute this is true with anything that Black people do in America, at least since slavery ended and before slavery, obviously, they'll destroy it. If they, like Black Wall Street, even if it's like, you can't, the minute you start showing that, oh shit, you're trying to help your people, you're trying to build up your people, they'll tear it down. Because the minute you have too many, Black Panthers want to protect their own community. That's one thing. Like, I'm a big advocate for guns. Man, and all my liberal black friends are like, oh my god, and mind you, I'm super loud. I voted for Bernie, all that stuff. I ain't ashamed to say it. But at the end of the day, like, yo, guns. America's flooded with guns. Why can't black people have them? Why are we constantly preaching to people who live in the cities? Why are there such strict gun laws in cities that have a ton of black people in them? Because what liberal white people are scared of black people protecting themselves, at least. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I lived on that block in Baltimore. I lived in Baltimore, and there is dude, one block they was selling heroin. The next block over, white ladies were walking their dogs like it was, the suburbs, and they had police posted up at either side of the block, chilling to protect the white people from the rest of the neighborhood, let's call it, right? And I always thought that was interesting, right? And I'm in my early 20s living in Baltimore, and I never seen anything like that in my life, and it's one of those things because they knew that, look, if anything happens to me, this whole shit is gonna burn up. That's the way you imagine a white lady dying in the hood in Baltimore that lived there. That shit would be, dog, serious. And I seen them walking their dogs, riding their bikes, all types of shit while they selling heroin to the crackheads on the other side of the block. And I thought it was the most interesting thing I ever seen. But that gentrification shit, all that stuff is real. Now that block over there in Baltimore, I don't know what it's like nowadays. I'm pretty sure those people moved out. But back then, when people were buying up real estate, 2006 or 7, 2005. It was interesting. It showed me like, oh yeah, this is what gentrification looks like and how the process works. But again, we have to take those communities that we actually own, because there's families in those neighborhoods. There's families in Philly. There's families in the Bronx, Brooklyn, all types of stuff. Instead of selling it back, why don't we build it back up? But people don't think like that. The money's too good, the whatever. And none of us want to actually live there at the end of the day.
They wait until it's done by somebody else to make it prominent, and then be like, dang, they kicked us out of here.
Yeah. Yep. And it's sad, but we got a deal. Let's get back to this. After we listen to this Holocaust stuff, I want to actually talk, because I don't think anybody else is joining, because I don't know what these dudes are. We'll talk about the Adidas thing and how it affects the culture, because that's an interesting topic.
Crazy.
I don't know. Let's see here.
Violence, not heart attacks. It's actually abortion. The most dangerous place for a black person in America is in their mother's stomach.
That's actually facts. That is facts. Yeah. Especially I think Hassan Piker said, you know Hassan Piker?
I do know who that is.
Yeah. He said this on one of his streams. He said that and it's funny getting that perspective. What does gay dudes would do it? Pause. He said that, it is dangerous because of the infant mortality rate with black women when it comes to, them, doctors not giving them enough meds when they go into labor and things like that, not having an understanding, like anatomy, and how they think that black people are superhumans. They have like a higher pain threshold. So they give, if a black woman needs more medication or painkiller to make it through a labor, they won't give it to her because they think that she could just take the pain. And sometimes it could cause death. Sometimes you can't have babies again. All types of complications can happen from that. So it is scary, being in the womb, whether it be from abortion, whether it be from just the birthing process, or even, like if your mother's not taking care of herself, like that.
It's a lot of medical malpractice, especially with people of color. Like you said, it's not open lines of communication, and then there's a big gap when it comes to things like medical coverage, which prevents when you don't have a primary physician, if you don't have a doctor that you visit on a regular, and you find yourself in an emergency situation, these doctors are basically starting from square one with no charts, with no medical history. And sometimes they will write you off because, this person don't have insurance. We're going to give them the bare minimum and kick their ass out. They here just because I took a Hippocratic oath to save their life. And after I'm done with that, I will build them on what I can build them on, and I'm kicking their ass out after that.
Yep, it's true. It's all facts. Oh, Quentin, by the way, there's a 30-second delay. So I like when you're typing stuff, we reading it a little bit after the fact. So sorry, I misunderstood what you said. But cash and revitalize. Yep, that is so true. They do revitalize those neighborhoods and then sell it right back to somebody richer. And then it's funny, but the hood gets pushed into the suburbs in some cases, all the way out in the country sometimes. So to get back to Ye.
There's 900 to a million abortions in the United States a year. I hear you. But there's something about the rape, the torture, the murder of children, women, men, the complete humiliation and just the suffering that was endured during World War II.
That's what we deal with on our TVs right now with Black people. Soros would use Black trauma economy to win an election. What I love is having a healthy conversation. And as opposed to, there's certain things, boom, this drops, people going to have pussy hats on. Boom, this drops, it's going to be, Black people and white people with signs. Boom, this drops. So, hey, China, hey, left agenda, hey, what we're going to do is say that our species can have a healthy conversation. Can
I just linger on this? Because when you say Jewish media, there's a echo of a pain that people feel that reminds
you're saying it's redundant, right?
Remember, Lex Fridman is Jewish, so he's speaking from like a different perspective. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it's redundant. I'm saying
it's redundant.
You're saying it's redundant.
It's a redundant.
I'm saying it's something I'm saying that it's something that Joseph Goebbels, the propaganda minister of Nazi Germany, said. I'm saying it's been said so many times in order to murder and torture Jewish people that it just rings wrong.
And that's the
just
thing.
Like the N word when spoken by people that have the same skin color as me, it reminds people of a very dark time.
I know. If Jewish people would accept that I'm Jew, then they would see what I'm saying in a different way. They would hear it in a different way.
But see, the people, you saying you're Jewish,
no, I'm Jew, not Jewish. Jewish means like that of a Jew. I'm saying I'm Jew.
You're a Jew.
Blood of Christ.
That
Orthodox Christian.
Right. But are you a follower of the philosophy of the Black Hebrew Israelites? Because that's where the idea comes from. Not all of those folks are extremists, but some are extremists.
I'm a follower of the idea. I have a vague idea that all people came from Africa. But what I wanted to do, now I could Andy Kaufman this about 7 more minutes, and then tell you what it is. What the whole point is.
Let's count 7 minutes.
No, I did this to do a spoiler alert.
Sure, spoiler.
What's the first thing I said at the beginning?
We're talking about engineering and humans. We're all human.
I said, and then what did I say we shouldn't focus on?
Race.
Not just that. I said they shouldn't teach this in school.
History.
The history, because what they do, what schools are doing is exactly what the CIA does with Pixar films and Disney films. They make Bambi's mom die in the beginning, right? And off that pain comes a purchase of ice cream. Off that pain comes, I need some more toys. Off that pain comes, I need a bigger house. Off that pain comes, I need more girls than my wife. Off that pain comes, so they put that pain in.
See, these are rich nigga problems he's talking about. See how progressive I need some man, and he's like, my wife. He's going into this thing that I need a Bentley. He's gonna finish with that. Like he doesn't understand.
Okay, so let's go back real quick. Couple points. Where I get Kanye's ideology, he's trying to insinuate that
we lost him.
the original man stems from Africa, and the original relationship between God and man was with the tribes of Israel. Now, here's where we get a little disconnected, but you can't pick and choose where you want to be a Jew and a Christian, because the initial beef with Judaism and modern day Christianity came from Jesus's first century Christians believing that he was the son of God. and the current seating of the Jewish people disagree, hence which led to his execution and him being known as a blasphemer, yada yada yada. And from then on, people decided to follow Jesus as opposed to what was once Judaism, and then boom, we got Christianity. Like, bro, you following Jesus or you following Christianity? Because with the new covenant that Jesus made with his blood, now this is all going by the theological beliefs of the Christian religion. They were brought out of that contract originally made with the Israelites, and your salvation to the new world and the covenant with God was through your belief in Jesus Christ. So, bro, you can't bake the cake, save it, and then want to eat it. Which one is it? Bro? Pick one. That's number one. Number two, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm already off the Planned Parenthood thing. You already lost me, bro. Now here we are talking about you are Jewish. No, I'm sorry. He's not Jewish. He's Jew. He's a Jew Christian man who was once proclaiming himself to be the reincarnation of Walt Disney, but now he's saying Walt Disney was influenced by the CIA and used Bambi's mother's death, which Bambi's mother's death is an allegory for Walt Disney's actual mother's death because she died. That's why Disney films always have a parental figure dying, because of Walt Disney's success as an animator. He bought his parents a nice house, was not properly inspected, and his mother died. I believe it was from gas poisoning, or it was some type of leak inside of the house or some mold that killed his mother, and he was guilt-ridden with it ever since. That's why a parental figure dies in a majority of Disney films. It was Walt Disney, you know, using his artistic medium to express his grief. Kanye, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, a lot of people don't realize when they say the government uses COVID to get into your mind and the CIA does this to track you, bro, they track you with this 24/7, bro. They don't got to do no fucking mental gymnastics. Every time you accept a cookie, they got your dumbass.
The same place you complaining about microchips in your COVID vaccine on. Like, you type in that tweet, they tracking you the same exact way.
The Secret Service, the Central Intelligence Agency, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, with enough button presses,
NSA,
they can access this camera at any given moment.
Yeah, and that's what I don't get. It's like this weird, like, you know, that's what I always think about, because I work in advertising, right? When people say, "Oh, I don't want to sign up for this stuff. Why do I get ads? Why do I do this?" It makes your user experience better. They already know everything about you.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
A streamlined way for them to send you
microchips
a Safeway ad over a Best Buy ad.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
my man Quentin here is going a little left, right, or whatever. I don't know where he going.
Quentin said, he know who shot Reagan.
But
Kennedy,
real talk,
Kennedy.
But like, you can't. If people become paranoid and afraid, that's part of, you know, like, they say, and then it's funny just to swing it back to politics. They did a study on conservative versus liberal mindsets, and conservative people, even though they got all the guns and stuff, there's a reason why, because they're afraid. They're afraid of change. That's one. And they're afraid of everything. They're afraid of transgender. They're afraid of pedophiles, even though most conservative
can be some.
No, I mean, look, you could think it's a conspiracy or not, but like, riddle me this: why are like these people who get caught up in these pedophile things? A lot of them are conservatives. And so it's so weird. I'm not pointing the finger. I'm not making a harsh generalization, but you know, you do these things. You say you want to protect the kids, save the kids. I just read a story about some guy who's running for Congress, jerking off in the parking lot. He's a Republican.
In elementary school, whatever.
Elementary school, yeah. Watching interracial porn.
Ooh, hypocrite.
Well, great replacing my ass. You part of it. You watching that shit. So, and they like weird shit too.
Interracial seems to be the best ones.
Okay, well, no, yeah, for the entertainment of men, for us. But you got to think that cuck stuff, that mother son shit, that father, all that shit. That's their genre. You don't see. When is that time you seen? Black, you know, like a Lex or Mr. Any of those guys that, you know, they'll be the dudes cucking the dude.
Somebody's, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff. Not to get, you know, I'm not trying to like switch the conversation.
You
to
say,
that
yeah, I ain't trying to
topic.
expose my internet history.
No, not even. No, I'm not saying. But look, those things are things that's why it's the number one on. You read these things online, or you know, I
It'd
heard
be
on
the number
podcasts.
one in the
It'd be
most
number
read
one.
areas.
Now, mind you, yes,
That's
the interracial porn, the transgender porn, all that stuff, they are into it. They keep it secret. They're scared of people finding out that they are normal people with like certain
Little
urges
kinks
or
and
certain
stuff.
whatever kinks, whatever you want to call it. But they can't. The fact that they repress those things makes them turn into these types of people like Kanye. They're always afraid of stuff, being paranoid. And then liberal people are so, like, depending on who they are understanding of those, forgiving of those things, but also at the same time very judgmental, very like what's the word, condescending in a sense, you know. So you gotta there's not many people who are that happy medium. I mean, there are nowadays. There aren't like many rational thinking people. Everybody's like left or right or black or white, whatever you want to call it.
There's no middle ground.
Yeah, there's no middle ground because you always have to pick some kind of side. Like I personally, you know, it's weird because when I have discussions like that, I had a discussion with somebody that was, you know, black woman, very fairly liberal. And we talked about stuff. I agreed with a couple of talking points that a right winger would agree with, and all of a sudden I'm fucking Alex Jones. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't understand like what you're talking about. Just because I don't particularly care for abortion. But I also think that women should be able to have their own rights.
Yeah, so
if I was a woman, the minute you say you put the reason why we could say, hey, to develop understanding, you have to put yourself in the other person's shoes, right? To understand their issue, their plight, their whatever. If I was a woman, I would not get an abortion. But then they say you can't talk about it. You're not a woman.
That's
so
why
I'm like, but I said if I was, I would not get an abortion. That's just it. You go get 10 abortions. I don't give a fuck. It's not my mantra. That's yours. So like, and then it goes vice versa, right? I don't care. Like if I said, hey, I'd get 10 abortions because I don't like to wear condoms or want to, I don't like to use condoms, whatever. If I was a woman, I'll get 10 abortions as birth control. And then the conservative will look at me like, well, you can't do that because God, this, that, and the third. What if I don't believe in God?
I'm about
what
to say,
if I
don't believe in that? It's a moot point at that.
Exactly.
So
like, why are you in my business? That's the thing. Mind your business, but also have that understanding of what the other person's plight. So I can see both sides. But for me, it's not for me. If I was a woman, I wouldn't get it. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that's just my feelings on my body, my choice, right? So like it's such a weird world we live in where understanding, like people like you could develop tolerance but not understanding, right? Does that make sense?
No, I definitely get that.
Yeah, you could tolerate things, but you don't want to understand shit.
Yeah,
everybody's so stuck on their viewpoint.
Yeah, you respect what somebody do. You just know you wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So it's like, and again, I'm not a woman. I can't put myself in. If I were to put myself in their shoes, and there's ways I can do that. If I decided to go through the whole process of changing myself into a woman, can that be a decision I can make now? Or are you gonna flip it? Like you gotta, it gets weird, right? Like when you say, okay, maybe I transition into a woman. Now can I have an abortion? Or choose not to have an abortion?
They're gonna stop you from that transition at that point.
I know. No, you can't do it because you're supposed to like come on, bro. And I mean, look, it's a small percentage of people like that, but I also understand that these women's issues are very sensitive, so it's a hard thing to judge, but you also have to approach it like from both sides. Have to have some kind of understanding and meet a middle ground, but also, look, deal with the choices that other people make. Like if you think we're all going to hell for having abortions and cursing and watching interracial porn, then shit, I'm on my way to hell.
I'm doomed.
Most of us are. Man. Yeah. What about do you forgive the guy that was jerking off in the parking lot? Do you forgive Donald Trump for dating a porn star and cheating on his wife with a porn star? Admittedly, like where's the middle ground? Like you chastise
people. Now go ahead.
No. Well, you got it.
I was saying for the people that have those, religious inclinations, how quickly they forget that their God that they believe in
Denton 123. Look at it. He says, "You are male, can never put yourself in a female shoes."
I could never put myself in the female shoe because I wear a
Yeah.
size 12.
Oh,
They don't go that big. But yeah,
no,
like
but that I cannot put myself. But if there's ways I could become a woman, or any of us can become a woman, then what do you say to that? You know,
my thing is when they say,
like it doesn't.
it's an abomination towards God, like their religion teaches that God is the ultimate judge. Let God handle that when it's judgment day,
Exactly.
Armageddon or whatever. While you on this
Exactly.
earth, though, if you impeded on somebody's right to happiness, because one of the biggest things in this country is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, let them people pursue their happiness.
What is
Long
okay?
as
So
it-
10. Look, my man said 10 or woman, whatever. 10-year-old rape victim should be forced to carry a child. It's not
Hey,
always a situation. I'm
so
not talking about
Benson,
that.
he's not
I'm not.
referring to what a woman should do. He's saying if he was a woman, if he had the option, he wouldn't pursue it, but he's not gonna stop someone else
I'm not going to
from
stop that
having that
10-year-old
right.
from doing it. And if it was my 10-year-old, I would probably, if my 10-year-old got raped or something like that, yes, that would be an option. God forbid, you know. But yeah, I'm not. This what you're saying right here, the situation where a woman got. Yes, that would be an
Yeah,
option. I'm not. That's not
that's a
something I want to bring into this world. But at the end of the look, if my child wanted to have that baby, I would respect that decision from them as well. Like it's a decision that the individual has to make at the end of the day, not the government. You make it with your doctor, with your family, whatever, right? I remember that show, The Shot. Well, that show, The Shot. Remember that girl? The girl got raped, right? And then she had the baby on her own, even though everybody was like, "Get the abortion, do whatever." She did it and kept the baby. Now these things can happen. Wait, Negro starting with the straw man arguments. What does Denton do? Or are you talking about me or Denton? I'm not trying to argue with dude about things. Like I respect the point of view of a
he got
10-year-old needing to get that, but this person must have jumped in late in the stream or something because um we're talking about individuals. I'm not ever gonna put my I really can't be in a woman's shoes, but I know what I would do if I was a woman. Just like if women, feminists always say we wish we have more power or whatever than men or whatever, and try to put themselves in the man's shoes or do whatever, so they have that same type of power, whatever, same dichotomy to her or whatever. You have to you have to understand how that person operates, how that person moves to get an understanding of why they're making these decisions. Whether it's an abortion, whether it's to keep the baby, whether it's to do whatever, you have to, understand that. And in my own head, I personally, if I was a woman and got pregnant from my boyfriend, whatever, I would more than likely have the child. I know it's not something that could happen, but it can. It's something that I would do personally if that was an option for me.
my man.
Okay.
Quinn, I'm looking back at this chat. This dude's we searching Ebony BBW. So.
I missed that one. I missed that.
He accessed my internet history on me.
Yeah, but look. I don't want to get too in depth because everything we're saying right now can be misconstrued if you clip it to pieces or come in on the wrong side of the chat. It's all of these things you have to look at very subjectively, right? And you have to be an understanding of what your personal stance is plus what other people's stances are, and you have to be considerate of those things. And I'm a big believer in free speech. I don't care, I believe that we should be able to a degree kind of say and do what we want without offending or hurting individuals. And reason I brought this Kanye, this Yay podcast up with Lex Fridman, because he alludes to that. And I think they come to a bit of an understanding at the end of it. We're not going to go through this whole thing because we're here to talk about his deal with Adidas, really. But you can't, you just can't, and I think Kanye sometimes when he's on his meds or whatever, when he gets back on his meds, kind of gets it and thinks and sees things logically. Right now he's getting fed talking points from like Candace Owens or somebody. Like literally, I don't know. Like he sounds like that bitch right now.
I'm still waiting for the big brain rug pull, like he did with the MAGA hat thing. Like, oh, I was just doing this because Gap and Adidas tried to have me be a modern day slave. Like, I'm waiting for the rug pull. I'm waiting for him to announce Yeezy House 2023, his own independent. Like I'm hoping that this is.
I
just
think he got that. Like, but who's the? Like, do you think now that he's done what he's done, who's gonna invest in that though?
They just said Aaron Donald and what's my boy from the Boston Celtics that was with Donda Sports.
Oh,
they both left.
the beard. Oh, they left Donda.
Yeah, they both just left. I can't remember.
I know who you talk. Brown.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, Aaron Donald, Jaylen Brown pulled out. So
well, he was just saying a couple of days ago that he's like, yeah, I'm sticking around. I still believe in what Donda's doing, but I guess not. It's fine though.
I'm waiting to hear what Steve Smith about to do.
I mean, he's been quiet. I mean, he was like in the beginning, kind of like thumbs up and everything I saw on social media.
Jewish?
I don't know.
I don't know why I think he is.
There's a lot of Jewish people working at the Donda house.
Yeah, Donda,
yeah. And I think Kanye said some stuff about that in the interview, so it is what it is. But look, what this Denton 123 just said is kind of like, you jump in with a talking point that leans towards your opinion, which is fine. I totally agree. If that girl, that 10-year-old person, I don't know if they even have, like, I mean, the parents should intervene, especially if you've been raped. I think that's a decision like the whole family has to come into. Like, I don't think a 10-year-old, even 10-year-old don't want to have a baby. I don't think
she don't have the autonomy at that age to make
that decision. Yeah. Or like the mental, like, who's going to take care of that? You know what I mean? Like, that's one of those things where you kind of like, yeah, but the government doing, you're not saying that? Nah, the government should have no control over your body like that. No control. Zero. Especially with women. Like, I hear these crazy stories, like women almost like going through like a miscarriage and shit, like life or death miscarriage. And then some of these states are forcing them to hold it to term and pass a dead baby through. Like, you know how traumatic that is? Like, imagine if you have to labor out a corpse.
That's horrific. It's
horrific. It's freaking crazy. Yeah. It's freaking crazy. It's sad and crazy. Yes, sad, gigantic. Oh, it's you. That's sad and crazy. So I personally, like I said before, I support abortion rights. I support anybody doing, any woman needing to do what they need to do for their personal medical health. But for me, if I was ever to be a woman or was a woman, I wouldn't do it personally. If I got pregnant. Abortion decisions are simply just not black and white. I agree that the government should not have the decision. Of course, yeah, that's exactly where I stand with this, Denton. I appreciate the comments and the liking and subscribing if you have done that already, because we have these commentaries every night here on the 12 Hub. Every night, and we look at sneakers every 3 or 4 months.
Every once in a while we talk shoes.
Yeah, every once in a while. Yeah.
That's what we used to do.
Yeah. It is what it is.
We back. 2023, we back, baby.
Oh my God. Oh God. Yeah, I got so much shit here. All right. Anyway, let me get back to this real quick. I'm gonna let this run through the rest of, that's a lot. Actually, someone's done anything.
To make us now we're the orphans of capitalism, to make us be consumers, and we need to be a community, not just consumers. So I could have went another 7 minutes by being a person who presents himself in a way that says, well, I don't have to feel your pain because I also have pain too that's not being recognized. And in every interview, when I say, well, why did I get to the point of putting up the tweet? No one wants to understand why I got to that point, right?
You had pain.
Yeah, but no one
pain in your heart.
But let's say this. Undoubtedly, Jewish people have a lot of movies about that pain, and Black people have a lot of movies about the pain of slavery, right? It's almost impossible to find a movie about Mansa Musa. When you go to the African History Museum in Washington, D.C., it doesn't start with the idea of Africans being kings. It starts with the idea of Africans being slaves. But here's another.
Well, you know why? Because the African American Museum.
I was just about to say that.
Motherfucker. If it's an African museum, let them niggas build that shit in Nigeria or wherever. Like, this is one thing I did that killed. Like, look.
And then we for those who don't know, again, you cannot say if I was a woman when you're only speaking. You can't hypothetically speak. Having a hypothesis is
I
forbidden.
I'm not gonna. I
Hey
said
man,
that.
cool, cool, cool.
Look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. You can't empathize with a group of people unless you are that group of people, apparently. Anyway,
Yeah.
like you was just saying though, African American History Museum. We being Washingtonians at this moment. I've been a native Washingtonian. You currently migrated to the area. There are museums about Africa. If you go to the Natural History Museum, it talks about anthropology and humanity and cultures as a whole, but they have an entire section of the kingdoms of Africa. It's literally 2-minute walk away from the building you're referring to.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just that look, anything, and this is you have you look. There's a reason why Black History Month is the shortest month of the year. There's a reason why they don't put it in history books, all the great Black inventors and artists and all that stuff, because we're not supposed. Even though this country has robbed our culture for decades, you can't. What was I gonna say? This type of they suppress our history because they don't want us to know how great African history was, one, and also African American history or Black history in this country, how great it was for even coming out of slavery. That's what's the crazy part of it. We came out of slavery and did amazing things. Madam C.J. Walker, became a millionaire as an escaped slave, I believe. Like the first generation Black people, first generation free Black people did amazing things, but got shut down or murdered, whatever. And like the Black, we say Black Wall Street, we say all these things,
it's a lot of things. Like growing up with like some of my nephews and little cousins, I know it's not as predominant at schools as it was when I was growing up, but you had to do a report in Black History Month. And like that's how I learned about so many amazing things Black people did. You got your classics, like you said, Madam C.J. Walker and your George Washington Carver, but like the invention of a traffic light was a Black man, and people are like, what, for real? I didn't know that. And I'm just like, to give this statement, yeah, he's making here a little pushback in the time with that original statement. Yes, they suppress Black history a lot. Weaponizing a Black mind, it can be a dangerous thing. You do that enough times, you get stuff like Black presidents. But it's also still there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to completely act like it's locked away under the Constitution in the vault on some national treasure shit. Like I was saying, yes, quick. Everyone will clip that moment when Kanye says, the African American History Museum's first exhibit is about the indoctrination of slavery. Yeah. Cool. There's also an African History Museum and exhibits in the Natural History Museum about African kingdoms in the same radius, bro. So while it is pigeonholed to a certain extent, you could argue that with any culture. Like if I was a migrant from Greece and I came to this country and not know how much of my, historical architecture was used to build the buildings in DC and around the world, I could be like, oh, they suppressing Greek culture. It's about how much of that,
but they're not
the surface are you gonna champion?
Yeah.
You gonna tell people how bad it is. All right, so now how come Kanye West ain't have a producing credit on that movie, The Woman King? Why you not blasting that out on your social media? That movie.
Oh, he helped produce that?
No, see, but that's the thing. Why didn't he? Instead of sitting here on this podcast,
didn't even know about it. I ain't fucking with him.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, instead of just sitting here saying, I'm going DEFCON 3 and I'm going to say this, and this. All right, now where's your action plan to be the change that you want to see?
See, now that's the thing. He's not that guy. He wants to be president, but he's not that guy. He doesn't have an action plan. When people ask him, what do you plan to do to help Black people? He literally pauses for 30 seconds and then goes into building communities. Like, I want to build these huts, and draws pictures and shit. Like, the guy's a creative. He could design the shit out of a fucking like house or whatever you want, or freaking, I have that same hoodie. I used it to repaint my apartment a few years ago.
That looked like just a hoodie he got from the thrift store.
Do you think that's thrift store? Or he made that himself?
It's a lot of pages where he'll wear like vintage pieces, and they be like Kanye West NR thrifted 1980s Carhartt Detroit jacket. And I'm like, Is that y'all's, or did he just like? Is that a easy piece that them made for him, or did he just go into his local Goodwill and pick it out? I don't be knowing.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, going back to what we were talking, it's yeah, like you miss, and it's funny. I didn't catch that line right there. I don't think Lex caught it either because he could have easily corrected him. Like African American history started with slavery for the most part.
So
At least the mainstream of it. Obviously there probably were black people here. You could argue about the native people being African descent, all that type of stuff. But is that part of the American history that we understand and know that starts with, you know, the Declaration of Independence and moving out from under colonialism from Europe on North America? Probably not. So you have to like consider that time frame that you're in, and also understand that they don't. Either way, Mansa Musa, yes, everybody should know that. Yes, a black man was the richest
wealthiest
person,
man in the planet.
wealthiest in the globe ever,
This
compared to like
gold.
Yeah, and so not even like you're talking like worth in gold, not fiat currency. Like the money that Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, all these guys have, is play money. It's not real. This guy literally had enough gold and wealth, property, kingdoms.
To make certain currencies just worthless when he
worthless. Yeah, worthless. Your commodities are worthless. Like this dude, and he was a peaceful king. For the most part, people loved him for the most part, from my understanding. I don't know. Like, look, they need to make a movie about it, right?
Yeah, he definitely. It was some definitely people that didn't make it in his court, but like most of his most legendary stories come from his pilgrimages to Mecca. So he was a man of God, you know. Like, he needs a movie. Like the fact that there is no movie is like at this stage now that people get more woke and being made more aware of him, it's like shocking. All these predominant black actors that's snatching up Academy Awards. What's my man that's about to play in Creed in the new Ant-Man movie? Jonathan Majors. Yeah, we need somebody like that to fill that role, make that movie happen. Or Hollywood.
He's good. Or I mean, the Woman King movie was good. I saw that. My wife made me see. I didn't even know it existed. I was like, "What are we seeing? What is this shit?" Now I saw it. It was good.
She had to make you. She had to make you live up to that name of culture.
Well, shout out to my wife. But nah,
did you see that the premiere event that they had here, or did you just go to the theater?
The movie?
Yeah.
No, I just went to see it at the courthouse movie
theater. Was in the city for it.
Oh, okay. Nah, I didn't know about no premiere events or anything.
I thought you being a big baller and stuff like that. I thought
not around here. I mean, I go to New York and get into some spots. You know, you ever need anything, I'll go to New York. Maybe here. I mean, it depends. If you need, like concert, I'll holler if anybody want to go. If Skilly Bang or whoever any of those clients of mine are in town, I could probably get tickets.
Big money.
It's free. It's free. It's industry shit. But not like all of this. Going back to what the Kanye thing, I'm just gonna leave it at this because we could have a whole podcast. This is a 2.5 hour interview. We could probably go for 6 to 7 hours just dissecting it. And watch for yourself. Maybe we'll get on next week talk about. But long story short, this was probably the most introspective Kanye interview in the last 2 weeks. That wasn't sensationalized, asking him about stupid shit. He also, even though he did push the anti-Semitic rhetoric a little bit, he did quiver a little bit when the man started. Lex Fridman started talking about the plight of the Jews and all that other stuff, and you can't compare a woman's clinic to a Holocaust that literally was documented and killed 6 million lives of people who did literally nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
You can argue the horrors of what happens in both of those places, but the difference between the Holocaust and abortion clinic, you can leave. Abortion clinics close. They are establishments that are willful entrance and exit. You wasn't like that with the Holocaust. You was exactly. You left in a box if you weren't liberated by a soldier. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye West can, you can argue the semantics of this many people died versus this many people died and systemic ideologies, but at the end of the day, it was one point in these people's lives that because of who they were culturally and religiously, they was getting snatched up, and 9 times out of 10 they wasn't walking out of there.
Yeah.
As bad as Planned Parenthood can be, as impactful it could be, whatever your ideology is religiously, it ain't the same, bro.
Mm-hmm. It ain't, and they had no choice. I mean, I would compare Holocaust to slavery. That was the Black Holocaust right there, and it went on
Yeah,
for
that has
hundreds of
more.
years.
That has more symmetry than Planned
Yeah.
Parenthood.
Exactly, and that's an easy comparison to make. It's an easy way to counter anybody who would, if you're saying, if you're going to bring up that point, you could easily have the conversation, compare and contrast what two disenfranchised sets of people went through during the course of history, and kind of relate on that level. Mind you, it's tragedy. It's hard to talk about, but these are things that we need to understand, because when people forget, that's when you have, motherfuckers on the highway throwing up that Kanye's right about you. Like in California, you saw that shit, right? You see that with
Nah,
dude? You didn't see that with a guy they put in California, right over the high. I'll put it up here. What was it? Anti-Semitic California Kanye. I'm just Googling it. Yeah, anti-Semitic. More anti-Semitic hate in LA Times. There was a whole where is it? Hope that picture. I'm on the LA Times right now. Flyers. San Diego holding Anthony Westwood. Where is it? I'm looking. These guys threw. Well, there was more stuff that happened today, though. That's crazy. October 23rd. See, and this is what's sad about this. Like, when somebody spits out rhetoric like Kanye does, right? Or Kanye has done here, it normalizes it in a sense. It says, "Oh, somebody of this stature," and this is I'm just regurgitating the talking point that I heard today. That it just regurgitates this the fact that well, it regurgitates the notion that, oh, it's okay because he said it's okay. Like when Trump was doing all of his craziness, right? It's okay. The president said it's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. Yeah, it's such a it's such a weird place, where we have to find out what hold people accountable for certain things when they say, like, media figures, when they talk, right? They have to be held accountable for what they say, because they are everybody. All these people who have a megaphone in front of them where they could talk to, what, he has 18 million people following him. You know what I'm saying? When you have that type of platform, you have a responsibility to not do stupid shit like what he's saying, what he's doing.
Be
And
held to
it's
a higher
sad to
standard.
see. Yeah, here it is. Kanye is right. All right, I'm gonna show you. I can't believe you missed this, man. It's crazy.
It's so much Kanye stuff in the news. Is one thing after another, back to back to back to back. It gets kind of hard to keep up.
I'm trying to find. Wait, let me see. I'll just look the quote up. Kanye is right. This was crazy because it was right there in California. Oh, there it is. No, how they blur it out. Stupid. All right. Present.
That's like how when you watch those Marvel movies after they came back from all that Thanos shit, and everybody's like, Thanos was right. That's how they treating this man.
Kanye's right.
Yeah, he didn't do nothing but obliterate half the life in the universe, but he was right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
there
can
it
rap
is.
about anybody. Kanye is right.
About June. See the dude giving the Hitler salute, Nazi salute.
So I did hear about this, about the guy doing. Okay, yeah, I did hear about this. I was misinformed. Somebody said this was taking place in front of an Adidas headquarters, but
I mean, pretty soon it will. But nah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Oh, man, it's sad, man. Anyway, let's talk about sneakers, because that's what this channel's about.
Yay, let's start talking about stuff that makes sense. The important shit. So,
The important shit. This is the important shit. Forget about abortions and all that.
Yeah,
this is the
forget about
important shit.
cultural reform and anti-Semitism and black indoctrination. Let's talk about footwear. God damn it.
That's what it's all about. That's what we're here for. Let me pull up. I'm just pulling up a rando article about this because there's nothing better than random articles about this.
They're everywhere. Everyone's
they are everywhere. Like, so what? Let me ask you a question, because what do you think Adidas was doing by not cutting off the umbilical cord? Wars.
All right, tinfoil hat theory time. I think when they were hesitating, when they were saying that it's under review, they was praying that Kanye West was going to either get his shit together or be like, I just check myself in a rehab, or I'm trolling just to get out of my contract with Gap. I know they was hoping like, boy, please, please reveal something at the end of this, so we don't have to cut you off.
Yeah, because he got look at this. Look at all the people that cut. This is crazy. Somebody put a billboard. Well, this is from the NBC. So yeah, J.P. Morgan Chase. But I heard that they didn't really. He just took his money out of that bank. That's what I heard.
I saw J.P. Morgan release a statement at first.
I wasn't. I think that was just a copy of a piece of paper or something. That was. I don't know. But Balenciaga. I mean,
that was
my understanding. That was a what?
To me, when I know him and Gap have been wanting to part ways for a hot second, but when Demo was all like, yeah, bro, I can't even roll with you no more, that's when I was like, oh, Adidas next. Once him and Balenci was done, I was like, because this man has been frontlining Balenciaga, wearing, debuting their new pieces and they runway shows, having dinner, lunch, sleeping with, living with them. I'm like, okay, they like together on this. I was waiting for Balenciaga to name him chairman of the board, damn near. So when they was all like, all right, bring back our size 47 European boots and, you know, holy jeans and potato chip bags, I was like, oh, now that they took that from them.
Balenciaga. I never liked their stuff, bro. when I was in Italy, I went to one of their stores over there, and I was looking. That's some nice denim. I ain't gonna lie, I messed with their denim. He thought he will get canceled like Trump or Top G, but he fucked up with the wrong group. Yes, he did fuck with the wrong group, Michael. He did fuck with the wrong group, and that's what happens, you know. And I have I have certain opinions that all root back into politics and money, but I don't want to be, you know, that's I'm on the platform here. It's like you can't talk about it, and that's what's sad. Like it's sad, and it sucks because there's a whole culture of people, of religion or whatever, right? And I'm friends with a ton of Jewish people, and I love all of them. I love, you know, Jewish culture, food, all that stuff. And it sucks because these bad actors that kind of control some of the economy and politics and oversee the extreme side of the religion kind of have a sort of a tight hold over the messaging in some aspects, you know, like organizations like AIPAC and all that type of stuff really have a tight grip on how Israel and stuff like that is seen in the media. And this goes back many years, you know, well, all the way back to before there was, everything that went on in Israel, right? Now there's the issues with the Palestinians, all that type of stuff. But that's why some of the things that Kanye was saying are not, they're hard pills to swallow because he's generalizing all Jewish people. And what sucks about it is that there are Jewish people at the head of these corporations and all of that, yes, they're ethnically and religiously Jewish, and they follow they're somebody just sitting there. That's like, okay, let me put this relates, but if the CEO of Adidas was black and Sean Wotherspoon came out and said, I don't trust any of these niggas, I ain't fucking with them, I don't, you know, I want to be off this deal, even though his and what would the black CEO of you know what I mean, or something like that, or you know, like it's just in general, it's not a good situation when somebody comes out against a culture or race or religion, no matter what it is, Islam, whatever. It's bad rhetoric, it's bad business. And the fact that when things like this happen, and the car, I don't know, like historically, if you understand this or know about this, like when things like that happen with the especially with the Jewish culture, it leads to bad things. And we're talking like this is
Yeah,
what led to the Holocaust. Like shit like this rhetoric that Kanye is spewing.
and I think that's like, I know a lot of people upset and looking at these things through altered lenses by saying, how come when he said the George Floyd shit, it didn't get as much outrage? And I get that, I hear that. But historically speaking, ever since the Holocaust, saying shit about Jewish people is just career ending, bro. With everybody. Like, if you want to end your career in modern day society, disrespect that group of people, and you out of here, bro. Surefire hit. Kanye got to know that. He should have known that. Everyone else does. That's why, as much as you might want to say something about a Jewish person, and you keep that anti-Semitic shit to yourself, because that's a one-way ticket out the door. Now, if you want to start stoking the flames of an argument by saying stuff like it should be like that for other groups of people, hey, I hear you. You shouldn't be able to talk about any group of people like that. But just know in this current society that we living in, stepping on them Jewish toes is just a way for you to just have your whole shit murked.
And is that a bad thing? I don't think it is a bad. I mean, yes,
I don't
it should
think
be
it's
like
a
that for
bad
everything.
thing. I just think people's issues are coming from the fact that Adidas was quiet about the George Floyd thing, but up
No,
in
they're quiet
arms
about anything social issue wise. Come on, they don't. What do they do for Black History? Remember we went over that one time on the
They don't do
podcast.
shit
We were
for
looking
Black.
up Black. They
But
put
that's
out a
what,
white shoe on Black
but
History
that's what people's
Month.
point is, though. They upset with them for not taking this stand previously.
Yeah, but they're brand internationally. I mean, like these are issues that mainly focus that are mainly American issues, right? Like so, like yeah, there's social injustice globally, and especially
Yeah,
towards people of
worldwide.
color or whatever. But in America, since we have quote unquote freedom of speech, it's amplified to the 10th degree because there's so much media that's around it, right?
Yeah.
Every time a Black person gets killed by a cop, every time a Jewish person gets something said about them, it's in the media, it's headlines everywhere. In other countries, they will put the kibosh on it quickly if they don't want to publicize it. And then you have different viewpoints. Like you let crazy people have their viewpoints, racists or people who are anti-Semitic or whatever, and everybody gets into these arguments, and we end up here on a podcast talking about it, worried about what we like. We have free speech, but we're worried about what we're saying because we don't want to. I don't want to lose my monetization on this, nor do I want people to think I'm anti-Semitic because I have a certain viewpoint about corrupt governments in other countries and stuff like that or whatever. But it's crazy, like how you have to tiptoe around like obvious things. And when it comes down to it, and the way Kanye articulated himself, and the way and this is another thing, if you watch that Lex Fridman thing later on, he's like, look, Lex said this, and I agree with him 100% on this. Instead of going after the whole Jewish community, why not just go after the individuals that hurt you? Right? Like just because his last name Goldberg or Feinstein, whatever, why don't you just go after them rather than chastise this whole community for the wrongs that these individuals have done to you? And maybe then there's a conversation to be had about like why they did that to you. Why did these individuals historically take advantage of Black people in the music industry or entertainment industry? How can we have that conversation now with Steven Spielberg or whoever, like, took advantage of you? You say they took advantage of you. Then you're talking, and then there'll be some kind of like understanding and maybe bonds that are, because look, Jews and African people of African descent have had a similar trek through history. We were all both enslaved peoples. There's way more Black people than there are Jewish people. It's just that Jewish people became stronger after that, and Black people became more segmented after they got enslaved. You know what I'm saying? And it's even that segmentation's happening even more as Chinese people start like industrializing and you know, they're building the Silk Road again, and they do all this like religious indoctrination over there. All those warlords are hardcore Christians. They don't like gay people. They don't like this. You know, obviously, like for a land that's so rich in resources, why is it a third world country still? Wakanda is not like Wakanda should exist in Africa because they have
all that stuff.
They have all that shit. I mean, look, like modern, we can get irrigation going, all that stuff. They need water, all that type of crap. But there should not be little kids with flies on their backs and faces anymore in Africa, right? Even, I mean, unless obviously the rural parts, all that stuff, but the civilized parts, all that type of stuff, there should not be like the levels of poverty. There should not be scamming to the level that it's at. They should be, you know, there should be rich industry out there. They should be taking all those minerals and stuff they got in the ground and building their own chip factories and all types of stuff, not just getting raped and robbed for resources. And that's just the way it goes.
That's
you
right.
know, because of African leaders. Exactly. This guy's perfect. Corruption. It's corruption, Quentin. Corruption. At the end of the day, it's corruption. They buy into the same way, like they like they sold slaves. They sold their own people. That legacy is passed down throughout time. They'll sell out their own people for economic gain. And then there's elites, and then poor people, and elites, and elites, and then more poor people, more poor people. And that's the way most, like, it's like that for the most part in America, anywhere you go. But it's so weird how like we're controlled by that shit. And then a guy like I totally agree with Kanye is doing, but his approach to it through the bigotry and anti-Semitism is just a bad way to do it, because it doesn't solve any problem that he's trying to solve. If you're trying to solve issues for Black people, okay, yeah, maybe, yeah, I agree with this. Let's not work with quote unquote allies before we create our own allegiance internally, like we have our own front to do things. There's enough money to do it. It's just like who's stepping up to actually do it, right? So it's interesting. But like going back to the main topic here. So Adidas stock is down. It dropped like 15%, I think.
It's a nosedive, whatever it is.
Yeah. Quinn said ass backwards approach, definitely. So I also found this out. They control all the
they own everything.
Own everything. From the turtle dove to everything. So they could literally white label that stuff if they wanted to.
So I know this is gonna come up eventually, so we're gonna just go ahead and nip this in the bud. Would you cop your favorite Yeezy models if they were no longer called Yeezy? Same build, materials, makeup.
No.
You said they just white label.
It's not a Yeezy. And I'm only saying that because number one, I'm reselling a lot of Yeezys. And yes, a Yeezy has to be a Yeezy. It's like when they just released the Kobe one, the crazy ones, right? Or whatever they're called. Those space boots that Kobe used to wear.
I copped those.
Where'd you get them from?
It was some overseas site. They had the yellow pair. They was like $150.
Oh, the yellow pair. I want those.
Yeah.
I want them all.
Yeah, I wanted the yellow and the silver pair. But
I think those are the only two colorways they had. Maybe they had a black.
Yeah, they had a white one too. Stormtrooper.
I want the ones LeBron wore with I think it was like American flag colors.
Oh yeah. Now if they bring them out, that's gonna change the game.
Yeah. But, even Quentin agrees. It's got to have the name Yeezy on it for him to cop. Definitely.
So, but here's the thing though. That's my question. So you would cop them Kobe's though?
That's different.
How so?
Kobe ain't designed that shoe.
Well, you can argue Kanye West didn't design the 700 series. Stephen Smith did that.
No. Kanye, the Yeezy, the fashion house. it's like look, there's a Louis Vuitton Virgil and there's a Louis Vuitton. Like the Louis Vuitton Virgil collection that they just put out like he had collections going all the way out till next year, I think, maybe 2 years now. When I was in Italy, all that Virgil stuff was in there, bro. They had some really dope stuff. I'm talking like the hip hop inspired stuff, whatever. Kanye's vision, it's the same with like how Puff Daddy makes records or anything. You know, when he puts a stamp of approval on it, it makes it different, and it makes it like people wear these things because it makes it cool to stand out. That's what made Kanye who Kanye was, like going out there with the pink polo and all that other shit.
So
like
So you don't think Kobe had no thumbs up or thumbs down on them early Adidas Kobe models?
I mean, he hated them.
I mean, Michael
That's why he
Jordan.
left Adidas.
Michael Jordan hated some of his designs too, but he still had some cultural input.
No, look. Correct me. Those two people that are left. Damn, two people left. I thought we were having a good conversation. Like
We must
in the
have
chat,
offended them.
people must, yeah, you know, because I don't want to have my abortion. But there's some. Nah, I don't. I think he had minimal input on the first models that he put out with Adidas. Minimal,
So,
and then he got more involved when he went to Nike.
Okay, bet. So let's use Nike as an example.
Yeah,
he was fed up with Nike.
Mm-hmm.
If things didn't go the way they did, and Vanessa continued to be on the outs with Nike, and they retro those Mamba Cetas, would you want them?
Thank you, Quentin. That was thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Because Kobe had a strong input with the development of his Nike shoes. So if him and Vanessa and Nike was still on the outs, and Mamba Cetas and Grinches and all our favorites was coming back out, would you still be like, nah, I ain't buying no white label Kobe's? I can't hear you no more. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Technical difficulties. Okay.
I muted my microphone.
Okay.
I muted my mic here. Oh, sorry about that. I would. Wait, repeat the question.
So if Vanessa's estate and Kobe did not, reach an amicable. Oh, I'm wearing a Kobe shirt too, by the way. Mamba forever, baby. But
God bless.
If they didn't reconcile with Nike, and the Mamba Cetas and the Grinches and all of our favorites were coming back out, the Masterpiece Nines, the whole Prelude pack, would you pass on it if they were white labeling Kobe's essentially?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have to because it's not, it's different because
this one's different because this is Kobe no longer being with us. This is Kanye West saying some asshole shit and getting fired.
Exactly. So the fans of Kanye and people, so I'm one of these people. I respect the art over the artist in some cases. So hate me if you want to. I still listen to R. Kelly records because I like the music. And it's funny because as much my wife hates R. Kelly, I hate him for what I can't hate somebody. He didn't do it to my child, but as a person, I'm not a parent. But if number one, you don't let your kids around somebody like that. Number two, if he had done it to my, I'd hate him. I probably wouldn't listen to his music.
Right.
But look, a lot of people, famous people, have done very nefarious things. I don't hold them accountable to their deeds as long. I mean, I hope. Sorry, rewind. I didn't mean. Yes, they should be held accountable for their deeds. They should be held accountable for their deeds, their bad deeds, or their good deeds, or whatever. But their music, their art should stay, because there's a lot. Like, most artists are fucked up in the head as it is, right?
Yes.
Now, if we judge them on their personal lives and shit like that, as long as he ain't bringing that into the music, if he literally made, remember that song from Dave Chappelle, "Pee on You" or whatever?
Yes.
Like, if he made a song talking about pissing on people, then I would have to I can't fuck with this guy no more. He's making some weird shit. But nah. When you play a backyard party, drumline, all that new stuff, shit. I wish all these songs I grew up with, and they are so ingrained in the culture as far as what we like weddings, parties. And then like my man Quentin saying, talking about Bill Cosby, and things like that. Like Bill Cosby, like Cosby Show, they still run reruns of Cosby Show on I think Nickelodeon. I think so. One of those channels got Cosby Show. I know it's still out there. You can still buy R. Kelly music. It's or stream it or whatever. They're still selling it.
You can still stream Ye.
Yeah.
Apple
you can still stream Kanye. They're not gonna stop that. You got look, as long as he's not. See, this is the funny part about art. You could be as long as if he comes out with a song talking about I hate Jews, this, that, and the third, yeah, then they could cancel that, right? That's then you're crossing lines. But the music that he's made is for the most part has been fairly positive, in my opinion. I just got an opportunity to listen to Donda too. I never listened to it because it was on that stupid stem player. My man sent me a bootleg of it.
Nobody's ever gonna get me with that stem player. Fuck that.
Dog, I mean, I was about to buy one because, dog, the album is actually very good, Donda 2. He ruined it by giving it. I think about 200.
Yeah, so that album wasn't $200 good. He can suck a dick.
That's a meme right there. But
he's a DEFCON 3 on that dumbass album price.
Yeah. But this bootleg's out there. I'm sure you can go download that shit.
Yeah, I listen on YouTube.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. But look, he's made a lot of difference in the culture, inspired a whole generation of rappers. The biggest rapper alive right now, Drake, was inspired by Kanye, for the most part. 808s and Heartbreaks was what made Drake do the singing and rapping shit. So I can't judge this artist by the sum of their parts, if that makes any sense. The creativity, I keep it there, and their personal actions stay over there. And this type of stuff, it's like it's a culture war thing. It's a life or death thing, really, too, because this type of rhetoric that he's spreading is hurtful to brands, it's hurtful to people, it's hurtful to civilization in general, because the last time this type of shit got out of control, 6 million people died. So
I'm gonna mute you for 1 second, brother. I'll be right back.
Yep. So yeah, people, I'm gonna put a firm foot down. I feel like what he's done here is justified. Adidas, we'll talk about it a little more when Kari comes back. They took a couple of weeks to capitalize off of this, man, because there was way more Yeezys that dropped, from my understanding, than were on the release calendar, and they just dropped random colorways. They've been doing it for the past few months, and it's bubbled up into a situation where did they just try to really get as much as they can out under Kanye's name as possible, or what? Because they retroed a lot. They threw a lot of stuff out there. So we'll talk a little bit more about that when he comes back. But let's get actually, I'll play a little bit more of this Lex Fridman. I don't know when this guy's coming back, but let's see. His legacy. This is interesting. His legacy conversation. Let me stop sharing this. When we talk about, legacy, how we want to be remembered, Kanye has an interesting take on it because he doesn't want to be remembered.
And that's the risk you take.
It's a wonderful life, though.
What do you hope your legacy is?
To be forgotten.
You think you'll be forgotten?
Because there's ego in memory, in the memories. Who designed the sidewalk? Who designed the water fountain? Who designed the stop sign? Who designed the stoplight? These things are so ubiquitous that the person that designed them is forgotten. If it's a good idea, it's a God idea. And no VCs can own it.
A black man invented that stoplight, by the way.
So
Get out there.
He was talking about how his legacy, I was just playing this, and it kind of going back to the point where you were making about, like, would you buy it if it said Yeezy or not? I think Kanye don't give a fuck, because he's going to move on to bigger and better things. He said here, he doesn't care if he's forgotten. Like, he just wants to be, like, he wants his stuff to live on, like the stoplight, the sidewalk, like the stuff that he does. He wants to be a fixture, like the things that he's done. He wants people his legacy to be that. Like, look, I built this thing that people will always use for the rest of their fucking lives. This is weird.
Fentanyl for him.
Fentanyl?
Nah.
I don't know if he's on fentanyl, but
nah,
he's making sense. But I was talking before you left. So going back to the thing, yes, part of it, I think he doesn't give a fuck if they keep all those designs, because Number one, he didn't design half of it. Number two, now he's got 3D printed boots he's trying to sell for $10 that I would never wear, but I'm pretty sure that at some point in time.
If them joints sub $100, even if just to try them out, every anti-Yeezy person getting a pair of them boots.
So you know what's funny about that? Remember when they were did you see that little Instagram post that he did where he had Tucker Carlson trying on the shit?
Yes. That fucker Tucker.
Yeah, fucker Tucker. Even Tucker put them on. He said, "Oh, these are cozy," because I think like that 3D they're using that that new space age like foams and stuff.
Probably got goblin feet that weird goblin. Probably thought they were comfortable, unironically too.
Tucker Carlson is so cringe. I don't understand how people can watch that shit every night. Anyway, that's another discussion. But going back to the Yeezys, I was saying before you walked off that Yeezy Adidas has done a lot of drops lately, right? I don't know if you noticed that. Obviously Kanye felt a certain way about the colorways. They retroed a few shoes that they, like, and more recently during his tirade, they low key didn't they put out like 4 or 5 different shoes recently, and then they did
I went into the mall and almost every brick and mortar shoe store, not the resale spots, just your JD, your Foot Locker, even the Adidas flagship, had Yeezys just in there.
Yeah.
And then for the most part, people were copping. Like I saw a couple people buying the 500 highs, the 350s that I saw. I was, like, wow, nature is healing. Yeezys for everybody, like you said. But then there was also that caveat of one, it's a economic crisis going on. Two, they not in bed with each other. They not cohesively making product. And as much as people say sneakerheads make up a small percentage of the market, they're still influential. Like, even though, for example, like when Monarchs boomed, yeah, they were already selling Nike's highest selling product, but when Russell Westbrook and all those like ironic millennials was wearing that shit to be cool, that also helped it. Mm-hmm. So when Kanye West says Yeezys are lame now and sneakerheads stop buying into them, yeah, the mainstream people are going to help keep those sales afloat, but like that's why they're everywhere now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna be honest to that point of the white label Yeezys. I love the 950 boot. It's one of my favorite things Kanye West has produced musically, fashion wise, whatever. Them joints could be called the Adidas Roach Stomp 2000 when they come back out. I'm copping that shit because I like the design.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an exception because I love that boot. Now, for example, we're looking at this calendar here. Flax, MVNs,
I want this.
And Tef coming back out and the shit that nobody cares about. Am I going after those? No. Like you said, the ones you pointed out just now, those pretty cool. I wouldn't be mad at somebody going for those, but me personally,
I got the green one.
Yeah, you got the original joints, right?
No, I did not. Well, I got the wrong size. Yeah, I got the yellow because remember they don't fit. They're like a size 12 is like a size 10. So I had to go and get a size 13. I haven't even put them on yet, but I heard they're hell to get on. I have a size 12 in one of these shoes. I forgot what it's called.
You need to let me see that because I always wanted to try those on.
Oh, I got the blue ones. I think the yellow ones are the yellow. Wait, let me see. What is that? I think the blue. I don't know. No, there's a. What's the OG colorway? Was it yellow?
It was a slate.
A slate color? Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep. I didn't get those. I got the yellow and another like a bluish colorway.
Well, I hope
they were $250.
I low key always kind of wanted a pair of those.
I don't know. I have not tried the comfort joints. I got a couple of pairs of those.
Which ones are those?
The 350 comfort ones. Is that what
the compact.
Compact. I said comfort. Yeah, compact. Yeah. I like the upper on those. It looks I think that's a more dressy. Does that make sense? It looks more dressy than a regular 350.
That first colorway was actually kind of sneaky.
I got that one. Yeah. I bought a resale too, which is stupid of me, but whatever.
Hindsight is 2020. Nobody knew what the market would do for this brand that is doing now.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm in the play. So full transparency, I overpay for a lot of shoes if I want them right away. So like I bought those yellow Travis Scott Air Max 1s for damn near $400.
How much
They're
are they
going for? Like $250 maybe.
What?
Yeah.
Hold up.
I just got the Air Trainer ones for damn near retail. I bought both pairs of the Air Trainer ones. I got the brown and the blue.
The brown is fire. Actually, they both fire.
Yeah, I don't hate those. But I'm on this trainer trip and I have not worn one pair of those Air Trainers yet.
I remember you saying that in the chat.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna put some on this fall.
I just wore my chlorophyll ones like 2 days ago.
Oh, word! I got the
You muted yourself.
No, I didn't.
You were muted for.
Oh, I was. Okay, I got the mute button's on top here. It's so weird. Every time I touch the thing, it fucks up.
Yeah,
it's
these basketballs are going for like 150 and 15.
Quantums are like $99.
I'm looking at my OG Quantums like right now in the corner.
I have 3 pairs of those, the OGs. I have the casual pair and the one you could rock on the basketball court.
I low-key wanted the basketball pair in the blue color because Kim Kardashian was wearing them, and I'm not gonna lie, she was killing them.
They're dope shoes. They're very good casual too. It's a nice casual high top, I think.
See, I'm up here on StockX looking up Yeezy and Travis Scott prices because these dudes are like morally bankrupt right now. That's fine with me because I like the actual stuff that they put out. So
yeah, it's so weird because I debate with myself, like if I see a Yeezy that I like, am I gonna buy it retail or should I just wait a couple of weeks when the prices go?
Travis Scott trainers is $170.
Told you.
Get out of here.
I'll tell you what I paid right now. Got them on Goat. Goat be having low-key good prices.
Goat Energy is where I'm at nowadays. Fuck StockX.
Oh, StockX they'll kill you. You get a lower price, but it ends up being the same as Goat or more after the fees.
When you own Goat StockX, check out, go through the checkout process first and see what the final price will be.
Yes, exactly.
That'll determine it.
Yep. And when you're selling, make sure you account for that 3% transaction fee they hit you with on Goat.
And the $4 shipping fee they're hitting you with now.
No, that's StockX.
Oh, that's what I was talking about, StockX.
Oh, yeah, Goat. Oh, so, Doug, I got the blue trainers for $160. I got the brown ones for $185.
That's not bad.
On Goat. Yeah, and with shipping, I mean, look, if I'm buying it from Europe, retail, I'm still paying shipping. I hate that they charge tax now. Oh, I got those freaking DC dunks. The what's that shit? The Crush. Whatever. Crush DC. Yeah, I got those. I got them early. They just came in. Did they drop yet?
They doing the first come first serve tomorrow.
Oh, I got mine
with the special box. I might try to go for.
Oh, there's a special box. What's the special box?
That special box is huge. It's the same type of granite that they use in Freedom Plaza in DC. That's what the box is made out of. It's crazy. Well, it's what it's designed to look like. It's not real.
Oh, I'm about to say they made it out of bricks.
Hold on. Let me clarify.
Yo, this is funny. When we was talking about social issues, there's way more people listening now. We're talking about now we talk about sneakers, and nobody.
It was like, all right, these guys was on joke time. These are man children talking about shoes like women. Fuck out of here. People don't know this man that I'm talking to right here is a millionaire based off sneaker sales alone. They better act like they know.
Who?
You.
I don't sell any of my collection anymore. I don't.
It's hard to now, especially with the market the way it is. I'm glad I took this to light.
I gotta send you my list to see if you want anything. You probably nothing you want.
I definitely still want to try on them basketball nets
though. I paid $300 for mine. That's a crazy price.
Now I just want to see if I can fit them.
Oh yeah, if you want to try them on.
Because on StockX they like.
No, they're hard to get on, and if you go true to size, even if you get the right size, it's just because that heel, it's like a sock. It's like and the back heel is stiff, so you have to like jam your foot in there.
Besides
and the upper as well.
Besides this Yeezy news, what else you got coming your way? Recent pickups.
I just got some Jordans in the mail the other day. Oh, my beef and broccolis came.
Yo, my God, this guy.
Yo, it's just fire. My beef and broccoli 9s. I just sold my other ones. The other winter
special Jumpman box.
Yeah. The other ones, I just sold those. I just sold the other ones that came out earlier this year. The black and brown ones. What are they called?
The black and gum
NRGs. The NRGs. Oh, the NRG 9s. Yeah, and then they restocked them with the beef and broccolis, which is weird. They just restocked them last week, so I guess
that's not a bad shoe though. I know in the chat we like heckle you and shit, but that's actually a solid pair of shoes.
It is a solid pair, and it looks better than the damn whatchamacallit boot. And I got these joints. I should have sold these last week in baby size. Anybody looking for this?
Oh, them 11s.
Yeah, I just went for whatever. These are actually very nice, bro.
I keep hearing the quality is insane on those.
Yeah, it's got like this velour type of fabric here, and
They
the
give me
leather is
like
really
Jeter
nice and comfortable.
vibes.
Yeah, and it's got like silver tips on the thing. But this is like they don't have men's sizes or close to men's sizes. So
If they made those in men's sizes and made them like the holiday 11s and called them like Blue Velvet 11 Christmas, what them joints would have sold out.
So yeah, I'd actually wear this. I hate 11s. I'm not an 11 guy. So
I'm falling out of love with the model. I can understand.
it's just
that.
not it's built for like whatever. Oh, the rats, the NMDS ones. Yo, let me tell you. So I bought it and they changed the box on the NMDS ones. You ever see the box for those?
The special box that they was coming out with originally.
Yes.
Yes.
With the bags for each shoe. So they charge the same price, 180, and now they come in a basic ass. Wait, let me see if I don't have it here. Where is it? I don't know where it is, but it's around here somewhere. But the box is basic as shit. And I ordered a pair of the white ones with the purple bubble.
Okay,
And
the lavender.
The lavender joints. Yeah, they were on extra butter for 180. I was like, oh, let me get these. I don't have a white pair yet, even though I like the OG white ones. This will do. And I got them, and they came in a regular ass like black Adidas box, which is highly upsetting to me. Oh, they're right up there. Okay, I see them. Yeah, I got a lot of. I get everything. I got everything.
I think Adidas, as well, to tie back with Kanye, has strategically cut ties with him as during this time because November is supposed to be the rollout of the Fear God Athletic stuff.
So now the new
Jerry got to be their guy now.
Yeah,
I don't have a choice.
The new brown man is Jerry Lorenzo,
the brown bearded individual, because like they still got a hell of a roster. Like people don't understand. Like they make boneheaded decisions and they have some less than favorable designs, but you got a roster that consists of the artist formerly known as Ye, he gone, but you got Lorenzo, you got Bad Bunny, you got Beyonce, you have Sean Witherspoon, who at one point was really in tune with the culture. You have all these people. You got MLS. You got they killed Nike on a World Cup kits. Like if they sat down and had a Nike-esque day like they did with Drake and the headquarters in Germany and just sat down with everybody and was like, yo, we're Adidas, we the Three Stripes, we've been here since the 20s or however long they've been here. Let's show these people what we got. Like, yes, we had a big fall from grace. We lost Kanye, but we lost Kanye because we gave this man an opportunity to become a billionaire. Like that should be their slogan. They should do a little commercial with Jerry Lorenzo and all these celebrities in there, and they should end that thing with a tagline that says "Become the next billionaire."
Yeah,
like this is our house. Like let's make this shit cool again. Let's bring this energy back into this brand that at one point was the cultural zeitgeist with Run DMC and all that. Like let's make Nike scared again like they was in 2015 because they got the ability to do so. Like flood that market, advertise, send people like Tony D2 out your budget models and tell them best sneaker under $100 type video. That's how Puma came up.
Oh yeah, they do that all the time. And I never bought. The only Pumas I bought in the last 3 years has been the LaMelo, the Mellow ones and all that. But Puma did a good job of promoting the basketball. Plus, their lifestyle shoes aren't that bad either.
Yeah, Puma got in with the youth, man. They send all these creatives. They send Kais and Tony and Bull. Like, it's no way that all of them dudes found out about Puma at the same time, and they all want to wear Slipstreams and Clydes now. Like, Puma send them that bag.
They don't wear them though. They don't wear them.
But they
show it on a.
The only one I think that was like a legitimate hit, and it wasn't an industry plant, was the MB1, like you said, Mellow joints.
Yeah,
but everything else has been and J. Cole joints had a buzz for a second.
Yeah, I guess. What's his name? What's the man's name? The white dude with the beard.
Santa Claus?
Nah, the sneaker guy. What are they called?
Oh, Foamer.
Yeah, he advocates for the Puma. I think he talked about the one Puma model he wore a lot of.
Man, I miss the old Foamer. He just like, I don't even think the shoes he be showcasing in the video be his size anymore.
They just do the same video every day over and over again.
Same joint. It's all like, here is the insert shoe here in the so-and-so colorway. Beautiful blue roll. And he'd be like, buckets. Any thoughts? And then his brother be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, they're kind of shitty." What? You know, these great 10 out of 10 Montebello, and then it's like, see you next time. See you next time, knuckleheads. And then
Look,
like,
consistency, man.
hey, when you got a brand, bro.
Same with what's his name, Seth Fowler. Like,
Yeah, Seth Fowler is definitely the McDonald's of sneaker reviews.
yeah,
Like,
it's
you know what you getting when you go there.
Yeah, you get what you get from him. I actually, if he gets a shoe early and I'm doing the same video, I will reference his video just to know what the shoe is about, understand what a medial side versus the other side means. I don't even know what the other side is.
He
knows
does a
everything.
healthy amount of geek speak where it's not overwhelming.
Sometimes it could be.
I mean, I'm into the sneakers, so it don't be overwhelming to me. I know the casual person who want to see what the new Jordan 1 look like is gonna be like, what are you talking about? But like, yeah, if it's a new product, that's I don't really go to him for my retro views, but if it's like a new technology, like if the Sakai Cortez when they first came out, I want to be like, dang, so what's that Zoom bag in the front hitting on? Like, I know he gonna break that down for me. But if it's like a retro shoe, I really don't care. Like, I know what a Jordan 1 is gonna look and feel like. Let me see that quick on foot. I don't really watch his on foot shots because his pant game sucks. But a lot of these cats out here still be wearing cinch jogger pants in 2022. And I'm just like, stop it.
Dog, I don't even put effort. Like, I do more on foot because that's what people demanded from me. Like, why don't you put the shoe on your feet? I'm like, because I don't feel like lacing that shit up.
You gotta set the camera, lace it, got the right side, all that. God forbid if it's multiple laces and you're doing the Bullet RC, switching them out.
I don't know how he does that. These guys have too much time in their hands.
That man dedicated, man. Shout out to Bull, man. If you watch,
he's been like weird about. Doesn't he do Twitch now? Like more than anything?
He been pumping out the content lately.
I don't see it in my shit anymore.
Yeah, I'm subscribed. He just did like 2 videos over the last couple days. He been.
Oh, for real?
He back on.
I'm gonna have to go check back. I like sneakers are out of my feed ever since I'm more on like what am I watching lately? Like more like news content. I just like to watch the news lately.
Sneakers been slowly been creeping up into my feed ever since everybody been pushing that platform Whatnot.
Oh, talk about Whatnot.
Whatnot pisses me off because I invented Whatnot in the pandemic, but I'm not gonna get into that.
What is Whatnot? I don't even
know.
So
when I was sick during the pandemic, I got sick. I had a major surgery, and I was coming up with different things in my free time to just occupy myself. And one of the things I came up with was a platform where you could use Twitch to do live auctions like QVC.
What is Network at? I just bought something on Network.
Network is the same thing. It's a social media platform that sells shit basically.
Same thing as this, right?
Whatnot is like live auction. It's like, imagine if everyone on this platform had their own QVC channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I actually got it in my notes. It's so funny. I showed this to people I know. I have it in my notes when I jotted that idea down, and it predates Whatnot by like a year. And my friend was like, "Bro, you invented Whatnot." I'm like, "I sure did." That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get on this. I went on Network. So it's funny. I got a notification from Network about those Freddy Krueger Sakai's. That showed you some random guy, and I loved them. I was like, "Oh, these are dope." So I put an alert on to go get the Sakai on that day. They were $600, but I got to wait 5 to 6 weeks to get them. But it was worth it.
Yeah, everybody's been making Freddy Krueger type shit because I know Marsh just came out with his joints.
What about Devlin? Did Devlin make one? Saya?
He came out with some.
He came with last. He did the Chucky ones a couple years ago. I remember.
Yeah, he recently this year brought back the Freddy and Jason concept on 2 new models. I haven't been keeping up with him admittedly though. I used to be like really into Saya shit, but like
I just bought the one shoe. I bought the George Floyd joints during the pandemic. They're cool. I wore them a couple times.
They don't fit my feet well.
They fit like Yeezys. They're fit better than Yeezys to me.
Mine's had some serious heel slippage, and I think I got them too big.
Oh yeah, what'd you get? A 12.5?
Nah, I got a 12.
Oh yeah, they fit fine for me because I have I guess my foot's flatter than yours or wider or whatever. So yeah, they fit fine with me. I actually wore a thick sock with it. It worked out well. But like with me, I might jump into his luxury shoe a little more, the ones that look like the Gucci's and like those joints, because I have to look and see what's available. Every time I go on his website and I see something, it's sold out.
Yeah,
So it's
because he
like,
prioritizes members from what I see.
yeah, I don't, and
And
then
he
you
my
go on
guy.
eBay.
Yeah, he cool and all, but I ain't doing that membership shit.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. And then that other brand, that brand, we talked about on the pod, the East. Sorry, they're out in Virginia. Actually, their office. I forgot the name of the brand though. They have like a membership thing too, and they only put stuff on sale
Damn.
periodically. And we talked about it on that like the year end show, like what independent brands do we like.
Was it hidden?
Who?
Not hidden New York. No, obviously not
No,
hidden
no.
New York because you said
He
Virginia.
has that kid got a brand.
Hidden
That
New York.
guy.
Yeah.
I thought that was just some random white kid who's a stylist.
Nah, they be having drops. They had an official collaboration with Solomon too.
Oh, really? No, it's something like Eastport or something like that, or Rockport. I don't know. Something port. I don't know. Their office in Virginia. I Googled them because I like some of the shoes that they had. But from my understanding, they're very cheaply made.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Cuz from Maryland. Yeah.
But they have an office out here in Virginia, right near where I live. I was thinking of doing something collaborative with them, and my mind was on it, but it never happened. But yeah, I mean, Whatnot, I don't trust I saw a couple of videos from these the fake shoe guys, like why, like Troll and all them talking about like how
that man
Whatnot
again is hilarious.
I mean, the shtick is kind of like played out right now. I'm not mad at dude, he makes great content. I think he's hilarious, but yeah, the fake versus real, it's kind of a moot point right now.
The thing that gets me now that's kind of played out is they incite people. They get the dumb people by telling them it's the same place as the factories, and they get the people who know better and call them beta, faggot, cucks, and instigate fisticuffs with them. And
it's just,
like it's all
why incite violence over you're telling it's weird. You're telling people to buy inauthentic goods, which is fine, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, like I
Tell
just
your
wish they
stuff,
would just admit they're getting a cut of that money. Get your bag, bro.
I don't know if Troll does, but
Troll
maybe.
getting some money because like if he not getting money,
he's getting shoes for free. I think
he a fool.
That's about it.
Yeah,
I don't think he's getting money, but he's getting shoes for free.
Something. Because I've never seen somebody just so enthralled with another grown man spending their money on to the point where he'd be ready to fight him. And I'm just like, bro, why are you so invested, bro?
Yeah. I do think it's funny the way he goes after that Tops dude all the time. Like
Tops, from what I've experienced with the man, I don't trust that dude. He a little shady. I don't know who he is. I was in a live stream with him one time, and he was talking about the legitimacy of somebody's shoes during a sneaker battle. Now, keep in mind, it wasn't his shoes, it wasn't his battle, but he had something to say. But that's fair. The internet is for commentary. But when a person fired back at him and asked where he copped his shoes from, he was like, "Yeah, I got them off the sneakers app." And then me and everybody else was like, "Yeah, that shoe didn't release on the sneakers app though. It was an exclusive release on a specific platform, so you couldn't have got off sneakers." And then he was like, he dodged it for a second. Then he doubled back and was like, "I ain't say sneakers." And then was like, "Yeah, yes, you did." Then he was like, "Well, no, what I meant to say was I got it from And then he named somebody. It was on DJ Dale's show, and Dale's kind of bailed him out by going, "Yeah, man, because for a second we were starting to wonder, man."
I know DJ Dells, man. He did a mixtape for my guy once. It's interesting how he's been doing YouTube. He was one of the first sneaker YouTube guys, right?
Yeah, that man be having some outbursts and saying some shit where I'd be looking at him like, "All right, bro, you need to get your internet time reduced a little bit."
He's older than me, I think. But
yeah, he on the boomer side of life when it comes to like how things work on the internet.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I didn't know he was like a sneakerhead like that. I just knew him as a DJ.
Oh yeah, he's a OG pioneer in this sneakerhead shit. Like he was having a sneaker channel when it wasn't being monetized, when he wasn't getting sponsors. Like
he probably ain't monetized still. Like he
peaked at that 100K back in the day when 100K was like $1 million, and he never really got past that.
That's what
he don't know how to modernize his content. Like
I get more views on posts. Let me see. I'm looking them up now.
Who designed the water fountain? Who designed the stop sign? Who designed the?
I'm just trying to see how many got 189,000 and 5,000 videos. That's crazy. And he got 1,500. He has a fan base.
Yeah,
and he got other stuff. Yeah,
he got his. I was in his live earlier today. He was talking about Kanye and stuff. He made some actually pretty solid points. about, disagreeing with hate speech in general, whether you believe his opinion on Jews or not. It's about hate speech, and it's about not reading your contracts before signing with major brands. And you need to take the Judaism, Jewish, African, indigenous king shit out of it. Like, you're saying wildly inappropriate things while under contract, bro. That's what it is.
Well, he's not under contract anymore.
Yeah, he a free man.
Maniac.
If you are an online coach, or
I'm like, I'm always torn between this. Oh, look, there's our live stream right now.
There we go, y'all. Tune in, rate, comment, subscribe, like, share.
Yeah, these tend to get more views after the fact.
That's right. I gotta pay my bills for this, guys. Help me, please.
You were supposed to have a show on here, and it never happened.
Yeah, I've already spoken to one of my partners and collaborators. If they're watching, we are getting some content ready for the next year.
I think, honestly, I've been working with TikTok a lot. TikTok's the way to go.
TikTok? I'm willing to do some dumbass dance.
And it's not even dancing, dog. It's just making good content. That TikTok is if you want to blow up quickly. I know I've been working with some kids through the marketing stuff that I can't really discuss. I have clients I have different clients, like major record labels and entertainment companies and stuff, and we utilize TikTok to do marketing. Some of the people that we pay are like sick creators, and their followings do like almost anything. It's crazy. So it's a good platform.
When I watch those Get Ready With Me videos, I'm always on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok's a great platform for that. Even though the Chinese are stealing all our data and everything, that's fine with me.
That's cool. I don't got nothing to hide.
Yeah, neither do I. That's been my philosophy on it.
I always tell people, look, man, my internet history is my internet history. Don't judge me. I'm
looking. My man Drom's on right now. He's using the same StreamYard as us. That's interesting. You have two broadcasts going at the same time.
Shout out Virginia's own Drom.
Big baby. Shout out new single Wham. And let me see your phone on all platforms right now. To the 3 people watching,
run it up.
Run it up. I want to see more likes. Yo, you know what kills me about live streaming? It's live streaming because, like, when we had momentum going into the tail end of the original podcast, and then it fell off. Mind you, I couldn't predict the future. I didn't think, at that point in time, my mom was still alive and all that stuff. And the craziness that went on around that. But taking that break from YouTube for a little bit was very therapeutic, to the point where I was like, actually, I think I made some videos in between because I want to get my mind off of things. But I think I did make some videos in between. Yeah. But like, I did not make any videos in between. Channel update, and then I went into that. It was 3 months ago. Oh yeah, shoot, dog. I didn't make a YouTube video since February. It looks like it was March.
Damn,
it's good. Everybody's H back on the 12 Hub TV video. March, and today we. Yeah, my voice changed too.
Got the flannel on.
I was just checking. I just wanted to see. So yeah, that's when I was the Ivy Park. Damn, Distinguished Kicks. Remember him? Damn, that was like, yeah. And then I
still follow Distinguished on IG.
I do. He don't post that much though. But we all grown. Like everybody.
Like
you gotta understand YouTube, bro. If you take it seriously, it's a full-time job, even if you're not making money, because you have to crank out content
continually.
And well-produced content in this short form factor is kind of getting played out. So people, this what we're doing right now. This is what I told you all a while back. I remember that conversation. I was like, yo, if we can get on here and live stream this shit and make really good content that way, it's easy money as long as we're consistent. And not to say that, I don't think Jonathan or Eddie like that were into it. Obviously, my old co-host wasn't into much either. But if, offering up the platform, I was like, yo, this can be done and we could all break bread and make money. It makes sense. But, I think I'm going to do more of it now that I understand what type of platform I have and utilize my user base, my finances to push content out there and, make the best things I can. So I think there's going to be some lane here. And also, like, with the long form content, you know, I see people, it still resonates, which is crazy. I can't, like, some of the, like, people, when I did the Kanye Balenciaga hat and the two different Yeezy, like, shit like that, people like to watch. So
yeah, that's the evergreen content that you can always rely on in the background to,
yeah,
keep views coming.
yeah. I mean, I got that. I still make a couple $100 a month off of YouTube, which is, I mean, in retrospect, is nothing. That's just another pair of shoes, but it's there. It's coming in. I don't have to. I have not made consistent videos in a while. Yeah, it's better than nothing, and it's monetized. So I can literally, like, Doug, I'm gonna keep doing the live streaming thing. I'll do pickups or whatever. This stuff is easy. Build a fan base, get people familiar with me, ask them to donate so I can become richer. And then go ahead from there. Just go from there, man. It'll be great.
Next thing you know, you're gonna be back on top.
Yeah, right.
Some Joe Rogan shit. We're gonna be begging you to be on your lives. Be like, yo, man, you got room for us on the live tonight? Nah, man, I'm booked.
Isn't that crazy how people change up when they too busy to do something? And then, I mean, you've been consistent. Well, you seem to be consistent. I knew you were going through some shit earlier. So, like I said, man, you have the keys. You can do whatever you want with this platform as long as you don't make me look crazy.
Like I said, I've already got some. I want a consistent stream of programming, and I want it on a weekly basis. I want dedicated top. I want it to be freestyle, but I want it to be curated like a controlled chaos, and I want it to be the best of the people that I'm selecting being their most authentic selves, because like we've all heard it from different people. Man, you should get a show. You entertaining. You do this. You do that. So I'm just like, let's stop being Iron Man, Captain America, and Black Widow and just form the Avengers already.
Word.
Make it happen.
I feel you on that.
Oh, my man, Drum out there. Can he see us? Can he interact with us?
I could text him and be like, "Yo, you're streaming on my live stream right now." But he's in his thing. He checks his phone all the time.
Yeah, I need that shout out, baby.
Nah, he ain't gonna. I mean, there's like, you don't have that many people watching. See, this is how fucked up YouTube is. 1.2 million subscribers to his YouTube channel. 31 people watching the stream right now.
Yeah, like it doesn't go out to everybody.
It does not. I don't even get. Look, I on my other YouTube account, my personal and all that, I didn't even see the alert for the live stream. You know what they do? They sample test it to certain people, so they'll send out to a handful. Yeah, so that's a Quentin, all these, and these people engaged. Like, we got that anti-life person here, and
the non-imaginative person who doesn't understand.
Yeah, you gotta like really push it. Yeah.
Like, my boy might understand what a woman's talking about because you're not a woman. I'm like, yeah, but we get that we're not women, bro.
I get that, and I'm not trying to be a woman. I'm not trying to. It's weird how people can't even.
I think sometimes people are so empathetic to women that they stop thinking logically. For example, that's like something exclusively to a man. If a woman supported him it's normal in society for a woman to support a man when they go through something. But that's like me going to that person going, well, you're not a man, so you can't empathize with a man because you've never had to do that. And it's just like, bro,
it's the patriarchy. So this is my take on it. And my wife tells me this all the time. It's like, when you have control power, this is black men, white men all together. When you've been at the top of the heap culturally and economically and all that type of stuff, you have no right to speak on the issues that I have, because you are in a position of power, and as being the oppressed people, just like when we say black people can't be racist, right? I tend to believe that because when you've been oppressed and you're still being oppressed, there's no and somebody's telling you, oh, you're doing this and this and this. I tend to believe that to be true, and I agree with it when it comes to women.
Can't be racist, but I believe that a lot of times their racism comes from a place of frustration because they've been mistreated racially as well.
So, but then you're saying what Kanye is doing is okay?
No. So what I'm saying is
sense,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm saying is this. Okay, somebody is racist to you because of your skin color, right?
Yeah.
And let's say for certain people, you can argue where brown and black people are in the society, but a lot of the times, because we're naturalized United States citizens at this point, we might have more rights awarded to us than a person who's a migrant of Mexico or Spain or whatever. Like, so imagine if a Spanish person came into your establishment, they speak very good English. You go, dumb Mexicans can't speak English, bro. That's racist.
Mm-hmm.
And you, as a black person, just said that. So you have the potential to be. You can't go, I can't be racist because white people hate me. Therefore, I now have the right to hate on this other brown person. Nah, bro.
But racism is about power. That's bigotry. That's two different things.
I feel like discriminating on the person because of their race is just straight up racism to me, and anybody got the potential to do it. That's how I view
racism is taking away
to me.
Power,
Racism is prejudice based on the ethnicity of a person. I ain't thinking about it from a power standpoint, because to me that's no.
Racism, I guess, class. They all
racism can be in tandem with classism, but if you hate somebody because their country of origin or nationality, you are in fact a racist.
But you can hate somebody, be bigoted. That's where the lines get kind of blurred. You have to understand that the roots of those, like I could say like white cracker, this, that, and the third, right? And not take away from what that person's doing, not take away any of their power. That's what bigotry is, right? When you can say those things, but still, like remember, I don't know, this is probably before your time, All in the Family, that show with Archie Bunker. That guy used to be racist. Yeah, he was a bigot, but he still, he didn't, like the plumber, the black plumber were coming to his house, and he still fixed his pipes, right? Pause. But if Archie was racist, he'd say at the door, "Oh, black plumber." He called the plumbing company. "Nah, I want a white plumber to send that man home." That's racism. You get it?
Yeah.
But so the bigotry, he could be like, "Oh, mooly, monkey, whatever, fixing my toilet," but the man's still fixing your toilet, and you're just making fun of him. That's bigotry. Breeding on stereotypes, but taking away opportunity.
What that man said,
and power.
A black person can still do that.
And black what?
A black person can still do that.
Do what? What do
you mean? Racist though.
No. Racism. Racism is when you taking power away from somebody.
Yeah, I've had experiences with my places of business who I won't name that have not hired people because.
Yeah, that's racism.
Yeah, and it's been managed.
But that's not that. That's not saying like, oh damn, I hate working with these Mexican whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's different. That's bigotry.
I've had people denied the right to service or employment by black people, by black managers, because of their race.
This is cool B-roll, by the way. I like this whole
drama in the background.
Drama in the background. Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Anyway. Drama look like a homie of mine named Byron. I know for a fact he's not watching because we ain't talking no more. But they could be twins, and they both sing, which is ironic.
No, Drum can sing. Yo, big ups to Shelly. Drums, well, that's his real name and his R&B name, but he can sing. That I had no clue that the man who made Lil Yachty's biggest hit can sing like that. He has the voice of an angel.
His name is Shelly.
Yeah, that's his real name, Shelly.
Wow, I never would have.
Or
never would have guessed.
I know that's a man's name too. I've heard that's like a man. But
I'm not saying it can't be a man's name.
But you never would have guessed
his
Shelly?
Name.
Yeah, Mossenberg or something like that. Mossenberg Smith. Mossenberg Smith. I think that's.
He's a real Judah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, or maybe that's why not to. Yeah, he was kind of like, damn, Kanye let me down because he's a big Kanye fan. Was big Kanye fan. Maybe he is Jewish. I don't know, but maybe, Hebrew, whatever. But
originators.
Yeah. But nah, it's super talented, bro. That's one of the reasons why we chose to work with him, and this album's gonna be a problem. And follow him on TikTok. Shelly FKA Drum, to the 2 people still watching, which one of them is me. It's only one person watching.
Shout out to the 2 people. I love y'all.
It's 1 person now.
Well, shout out to that one. You are the one.
It might be you if you have the stream open.
Hold up, is you?
Nah, I think. Yo, real talk, I think it's me because I have 2 windows open with this shit.
Dang. Humbling moment right now.
No, it's not me. It's somebody else. I'm watching the whatever stream.
I sent the link out to a couple people. 1 person in particular, if they're still watching, then special place in my heart.
Yeah. Well, see, like, this is the thing. This is the grind. Because this content is evergreen. It's gonna, somebody will watch it, maybe get hooked in, subscribe to the channel, catch the next one. But again, I can't, I'm going to try to be more consistent here on this platform. I encourage, if you still want to do it, you could do it. But it's
this is another stoke to the flame. I'm really going to sit down and start mapping out exactly what shows I want to be producing, because I do want to do a show about fashion, sneakers, of course, and I also want to do a platform about pop culture, like movies and music, like what's new, a variety podcast type deal, or YouTube channel. And I do want to get started on TikTok. I don't want to be an old head talking about some all TikTokers for Gen Z and Gen Alphas.
Yeah, it's man, you have to really understand the content game nowadays. That's where it's all at. Oh, shout out to the extra people that just joined the stream. But let's wrap it up. I don't know. You got any more thoughts on this Kanye thing though? Like,
so my main thoughts is this: when Ye locked himself into the arena in Atlanta, he was killed and replaced by it's like now. My main thoughts is this: if you legitimately care about Yeezy as a designer and a brand, if you have pieces, keep them. Keep on the lookout for his own independent venture, because at this point he don't have a choice. Believe what you want about Judaism and original Jews and all that. Be careful what you say when you're under contract. Whether you agree with him or not, you can't threaten an entire group of people and think there will be no consequence. We weren't here to debate if blacks were the real Jews or nothing like that. We just here to debate, black man, keep your nose clean while people looking up it. That's all we saying. And in closure, yeah, I'm not selling my Yeezys. I'm still wearing them shits because I bought them and I like them. And I can separate art from the artist. I'm a big Steve Smith fan. I love his designs, from New Balance to Nike to Adidas to Donda. So I ain't getting rid of that shit. Kanye, lay off the fentanyl, seek help, find God, all that stuff. That's it for me. Mike's muted. So with his mic being muted, y'all, I am now the host of the show. Drum is now my new client.
Wait a second. Nah, sorry. Why the hell one day I'm gonna have that shit muted and nobody's gonna hear anything. And I'll be talking to myself because no one on the stream. But I agree. I echo everything you just said. Plus, like with Kanye, and it's a touchy subject all the time with him. Just be smart, man. I don't think. Look, Kanye is one of the, and you could quote me. I'll put this on TikTok too. Is one of the least intelligent people that has a huge platform. Meaning, I put him up there with Joe Rogan, right? Joe Rogan is so, at one point in life when he was more centered, and I think money changed him, right? The guy gets $100 million deal. He don't give a fuck anymore. Now most people when they get older become more conservative. That's a fact. I'm more conservative in my old age. I don't want you to see these kids all acting stupid with their crazy hair and all that shit. I don't need that. Or whatever. Like things aren't the same as they used to be, whatever. But
your goggles, come on.
Yeah. You start thinking like, oh, it was bad. Like, look. I grew up in an era like 80s and 90s was probably one of the most misogynistic eras growing up. And then all of a sudden it flips all the way 180. And as an adult, I can't take advantage of being that type of person now that I got money. It sucks, but it doesn't suck at the end of the day because, yes, I respect women way more, right, than I would have watching movies like Revenge of the Nerds and Weird Science. Like, if you watch these movies and they talk about
this, like legitimate rape
dog, yes, like that shit, and you wonder, like, but the way culture has shifted into women understanding their rights, women understanding no mean no means no and all this stuff. But then we have like this weird, it's a good and a bad thing. I'm not saying that rape culture is good. It's not good, obviously, but I think socially we still are evolving, adapting to this new understanding of like, people don't like to, men or women don't like to be touched if they don't ask to be touched, right?
Boundaries.
You got to respect boundaries. And part of the generation I grew up in, for the most part, being an extrovert, yeah, boundaries are not always respected. Like, you know, I don't, sometimes I'll be too much in the space. Sometimes I won't shut the fuck up. Sometimes I'll keep, you know, like I'll offend and over offend and say what I want to. And then some people think that's kind of cringy. Some people think it's kind of weird. Like my niece is 12 and she's super introverted. To the most part, when I bring up stuff and not try to be cool, but she looks at me like weird, like, ugh. Like, why are you talking like you're one of us? I'm like, because I'm in the culture. My name's Culture. Like, that's me, right? She'll probably appreciate it when she's older, when she becomes more cultured. But now I'm just like now they look at me as like, oh, the old guy that wears Supreme or whatever, and she don't even, you know what I mean? Like, they go to vintage stores and rock old clothes.
That would be a fire Instagram name. The old guy who wears Supreme.
Probably isn't. There probably
it's gotta be, bro.
Gotta be. But yeah, look, I'm at the and going back to Kanye. Sorry, we're closing out on this Kanye quote, on this Kanye stuff. He was a big influence of my younger adult years when it came to, you know, showing emotions through music and art and being outspoken. When he said that shit about George Bush don't care about black people, it changed my perspective on how, like, what free speech, like, damn, like, he really said that. And that was one of those, he understood that, those moments. And back then he might have been sincere about it, not just to get the attention. But going back to what I said to him about him being like not intelligent, that at that moment, an intelligent person would have said, maybe it's not a good idea to, you know, say this shit about the president during this a fundraiser for a national crisis. And, you know, because obviously, yeah, George Bush didn't do enough. But when you're trying to work alongside the government to get funds down there and all that, you know, there's many nuanced parts to that story that, you know, made him look good and bad at the same time. But he did what he did. Many years later, people appreciate. Same thing with the Taylor Swift shit, right? Now they get it because nobody fucking likes Taylor Swift anymore. They're like, yeah, he got that bitch now. But back then, the president called him a jackass for doing that.
Yeah, I remember that. Obama was pissed.
Yeah, but now, looking back, they know that Taylor Swift is a, you know, not a great person. It's kind of a, you know, manipulative, whatever. But, you know, even like, I feel for her now, you know, she don't own her music and shit. She's trying to get her all that. Say Scooter Braun fucked her over, whatever. That's business, but whatever. But the long story short, where I'm going with this, with Ye, Kanye, whatever. Shut the fuck up about things that you don't know anything about, which are a lot of things.
A lot.
Stop hanging out with Candace Owens.
Unless you hitting it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's so sad about Candace Owens, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, what's that? She is, and I told this to my wife. I was like, Candace Owens is not a bad looking, like, she's not chocolate woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, I know she's not light skinned, and she grew up in a very, I guess she grew up in like a very, like an environment where like her color of her skin made her kind of, you know, an outcast in a way. And she related to white people more, which is fine. I know black girls.
Yeah, her Stacey Dash on.
Yeah, basically. But the fact that she, you know, embraced that side of herself, which is fine. Culturally, you feel that you relate more to white people. That's great. It's fine. Sometimes I feel like that because I grew up around white people. I've seen, like, you know, white shit, whatever that means. But
black shit.
Yeah, like, you know, them talking back to their parents or saying, you know, like crazy shit like that, like shit we wouldn't do in our. Man, I grew up in a black and Asian household, bro. Like, my mom Filipino, my dad black.
Oh yeah, you didn't have a voice growing up,
dog. I would, if I talk back to my mom's, I was getting beaten, and she had slippers that were made that had that the sole was made out of like fucking some kind of wood. She had wooden soles on the sneak. There weren't no flip flops and shit. She used to, like, if I did something, a slipper was flying at my face. She threw a pan at me once when I was talking back. I talked back. She threw a hot pan at me.
Yo, my mother, I think I could enter an action stunt class with all the items I had to dodge that my mother threw at me.
Dog, see, you get it. So culturally, like white people, I see. I went to my man's house one time. He's cursing at his mom. I need the car tonight. Fuck you. And I am saying all this crazy shit to his mom. It's like, but I gotta go to the grocery store. No, I'm going out with you. We're going out to the party tonight. I need the car. I'm like, yo, dog.
Like, oh, nigga, you ain't going out with me,
dog. I was like, and but they cave, and it's weird. But either way, look. I don't. Let's just go back to Candace Owens. Her whole like persona, her grift or whatever it is, it's sad, and I feel like I don't want to say black people did a disservice to her. I think that she did a disservice to herself by not at least trying to relate to black people on more levels than just the color of her skin. Because you can't, there's more to being black. I'm mixed. There's more to being black than just the color of your skin, right? And that's why, regardless of what the other half of me is, I always take to the black, because I saw the stuff that Candace Owens went through. I saw the same thing. I grew up around, people thinking I'm shoplifting all the time when I go into a store. I've been following around stores, dog. In the mall, when I was growing up in the mall, they always ask me if I need help. I just looking at CDs, dog. Like, leave me alone. And then when I finally found out, and then I had a friend of mine who was Indian, right? This kid was the biggest shoplifter ever. We'd walk into a store and he'd tell me, nah, like, you go that way, I'll go this way. And they follow me, let him do. He used to steal all the
scot-free.
Dog, he used to wear them big starter like coats and jam fucking like samples of cologne, whatever you could find that wasn't like locked down on a rack. We'd come out the joint and he'd have everything. And I'm like, great. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, the crazy part is that if they stopped us, we're both like they take him in, they take me in, even though I had nothing on me. If they stopped us, if we were together, that's the ironic part about it. I can't get away, and I could stitch on them, but whatever.
Yeah,
if I wanted to, what's that gonna do? Yeah, it's just gonna be like, oh, you still like? I didn't know we stole all that shit.
Distraction, whatever.
I'll probably be the main one. They probably just put it down like, oh, your son was shot. I didn't do shit. Either way, look, I can relate to the hardships of being black, and the good stuff about being black, which is the culture, the family, like all the good stuff about it, regardless of where you grew up. That's what I'm starting to really understand, is that regardless if you grew up in the hood or you grew up in the suburbs, when black people get together in a way that's, like a cookout or any of that good shit, it's family, it's love. It makes you appreciate everything that your culture is. And that to me is what means a lot. That's why I want to do as much as I can for my culture and people. I think Kanye, Candace had lost touch with that type of shit, or never had any of it. And I know Kanye was so him and his mother, I think when his mother died, that was his last real relation to that, because she was so like the really good black mom. Like you saw the Genius documentary, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you saw how she supported him and did all that stuff while his dad was estranged, and he looks at his dad like his dad's a genius. I think his dad was just the same old absentee dad that didn't, probably don't care that could be black or white.
Ironically, his dad is from around here.
Oh, his dad's from around here?
Yeah, it's pictures of Kanye West riding the metro as a kid. It's funny.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
But like I see like now that he, his dad having some influence on him. He keeps saying like he's the original Steve Jobs. It's like, come on, if he was the original, like, you think he'd be doing a little better, But yeah. it's like,
he be doing a lot better than asking you for money now.
It's true. But like, look, the man is conflicted. He needs supporting cast a lot. Like Virgil died. Him
and Sean fall off. Him and Cuddy fell off.
I
don't know if him and Don C still cool, but
I mean, Don C kind of, he probably just doesn't even look. John Legend that done.
Yep. Who else?
Talib Kweli, Mos Def. He said all types of crazy shit about these niggas already. Oh, where'd you get that Doom mask from? Did you buy it off the website?
Oh yeah, I got this off Etsy.
Okay. Is metal?
Yeah, shout out MF Doom, man. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. That's wild.
Legend.
I love that guy. I have like a lot of the original vinyl from when he went solo.
Yeah, I got him.
Fondling Records.
I actually was propping this computer up. I hate to be disrespectful. I still got it in the plastic. I bought it shortly before his death. A printing of Food. Love it. Great stuff.
That's not my favorite album. My favorite album is the I like Mad Villainy. That was the one that
I was about to say Mad Villainy got to be up there.
That's there, and then the first album, Doomsday. That's my favorite.
Doomsday.
So Doomsday, because that and then the one we had the Bounty Boy and the other song on that. I forgot the name of it.
Born Like This.
Born Like This. Yep, that's a dope.
That's an underrated one, man.
That's what I'm. That's that era where I was really listening to him. 04, 05, 06.
Yeah, that's when he was making his comeback.
Yeah, he didn't come back. He been around since 92, 91, 92.
Been around for
KMD.
Like, yeah.
That's when I was a child when that shit came out.
Monster Island Crew. All that Kingy Doors, Zeb Love X, just classic stuff. You got it. All right, Doom episode coming on Halloween, y'all.
Yeah, let me know. I'm down for that. Watch some videos.
On some real shit, I would love to.
Yeah, let me know. I'm down for it. There's a lot of classic videos that I remember from back then. Like Dallas Penn did some videos and stuff.
Damn, Dallas Penn, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Exactly, that's my guy. Yeah, I met him a few times back in the day.
You know everybody.
No, I don't. I wish. I'm so out of touch. I'm trying to get back in. I'll be industry dude pretty soon, man. Yeah, this will be done. I'll be just flying around in private jets, just hanging out with my people.
Man, we hope. I'm hoping it for you, bro.
No, man, you doing your thing. You can come with me. Fuck it. We all out here.
I heard it here. We out here. Remember this.
He's remember. I don't. One thing, and I don't mean to like sun you or anything like that. Even though that's what I'm trying to say, I like to. And this goes to, when I break bread with people, when it's business wise, creatively, or whatever. And this is something my one of my mentors told me. He's like, when you see potential in people and you nurture that and you let them branch off on their own and do their own thing, or whatever. Like I could see potential in you. I don't know you that well. I haven't actually met you in person, to be honest. Like
that's not go. We gotta fix that. Too.
Yeah, we gotta go get dinner or something sometime. But like meeting different people, talking to them on different levels, and brainstorming, doing that. Like all the people, most of the people that I work with closely, that I've made relationships with, business wise, friendship wise, are all successful in some way, shape, form. Some people longer than. It took me a while to get to where I'm at. Like I didn't start really moving in the direction I was moving until I was like 32 years old, and then I met my wife, and then like from then it's been a steady rise, and everything that I did in between now and then has made some really good relationships. That's why I'm back. Like I took a break. I took 10 years off from messing with music industry stuff, and then my man who used to work for me, I paid this guy. He was like 17, 18 years old, working for me, sending out music for the artists I used to manage the blogs. He's over there, VP at Sony RCA. Hits me up and is like, "Yo, you want? We need somebody to do this. Can you help?" And mind you, 10, 15 years younger than me. No, I don't even that. I mean like 10 years younger. But working through that process, and I was like, "Yeah, I got my company," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it. Let me know what you need, and we'll get it together." And now we work with 3 or 4 different clients outside of that ecosystem. Afropunk's one of my clients. RCA, Sony. We're working on some stuff, trying to get Universal, Cinematic Records. What is it? Drum. Like my man showed me. Shout out to you. Put me on the drum. And show me Pretori. I don't know if you know him, but he's a big music video director. Was the I think the lead producer on the Deezus and Maro show before it got canceled.
Oh man.
Yeah, his brother works with us now for the company. His brother Tash, shout out to Tash. He's our cultural guy. But yeah, we had like this going back to what I was saying, like these people all saw the grind, the potential, the things that we're capable. Even though with like my life with the Drake stuff and working with him was very eye opening because that was a loyalty thing. One thing that we all need to learn in life is that business, loyalty, friendships, all that type of stuff. Loyalty with friends and loyalty in business are two different things, right? I've worked with friends before that weren't the best at business, and then but I still have relationships with them. I just know how to move with them. You know, they're homies. We could talk about shit, but I wouldn't build with them the same way I do some of these other friends that have been built off of these relationships where we're breaking bread or using each other's platforms or services to get things done. So it's a fine line you have to walk, but you also have to understand that like there's no hard feelings, you know, and there's like when you start taking shit personally, then it gets weird, right? And that was my biggest fault to an extent. Now I could take criticism. Somebody says, yo, you should do it this way versus that way. I don't, you know, but then there's times where I know I'm right and all that stuff. But I digress. What I'm saying to you is that like I said this before, you got a lot of potential. You just have to do what you need to do. And I'm down to help make your money, do what you got to do. I'll show you how to get through that, you know, introduce you to the right people, you know, and it'll be fun doing this, doing content. If you're into doing content, you got the personality for it, I think, for the most part. So you just need to know how to take that energy and project it in a way that'll draw more people in and you make money off of it. That's it.
I'm for it, man. I'm with it. Like I said,
and you gotta do it. You gotta do it, man. You've been talking about it. We talked about this way like last year.
Yeah, it's time to put into production now. I had some things to work through, but now that that's worked through, and I got some, you know, collaborators that I have in mind, I'm really excited about going into the next stage.
All right, for real. Yeah, let's do it, man. Let me know. I'll shoot you a text. We should get together maybe next week because my wife's out of town. I have to she's going to Iceland or something like that. Maybe go grab dinner because usually I just kind of she travels a lot for her job, but I could do something. You introduce you to some of the homies because we got a tight little group of people that we always do stuff, real estate, all that type of shit. So come in there, talk to some movers and shakers, I guess.
Okay, the big wigs,
and it's always good. Nah, not even close. Bro, like if I put you like if I could, I've been in rooms with billionaires talking. It's like it's so weird how like a person with all the money in the world will listen to a regular person talk about stuff just as long as the conversation's engaging. And I mean that because what I'm trying to say is that it's not about these people. Like once you reach a certain level economically or socially, you become a little bit more detached, and then the ideas don't flow. And that's like guys like Drake impress me because he's willing to sit down with a younger artist
and get that
knowledge. What's popping right now, my G, right? And understand. That's why I'm sitting here with you. Like, to be honest with you, I'm wasting my time. I could be doing a lot of other shit rather than but I want to understand like what makes a person like you sit here and want to talk about what you talk about, like whether it be fashion, whether it be culture, whatever, because you're the next person up when it comes to these things. And I want to stay relevant within that culture. That's why some of these people, like, sorry, no disrespect to DJ Dells, part of the reason why you're like, if you don't move, them old heads. You ain't gonna know old heads. Any of them dudes that sit there and like just get on the stream with the old, like, nah, bring the kids like these. Bring the kids on that watch you, that been watching your shit into the fold and try to relate to them, see what they like. There's a reason why all these kids like Yeezys and Balenciaga and all
they'll sit in there and be all like, they don't make sneakers like LeBron's no more.
Yeah,
TikTok is so confusing.
No disrespect, and this I love these guys, the sneak this guys. They're old heads to me. But
yeah,
the fun part about
they still keep it funny. At least they acknowledge the old headness.
Yes, and this is hold on, I just locked my computer out. The thing I respect the most about Greg, when I text with him sometimes about this stuff, but not lately. I haven't spoken to him in a minute, but they embrace their audience, their niche audience. They say they're the biggest sneaker podcast, blah blah blah. But the thing that you're the biggest sneaker podcast to one demographic.
Right, to that
And
specific group.
that's the hardcore sneakerhead, the old head, the me, the guy like you're talking like me, like, oh, I got to get those Diamond Turf Deion Sanders, like what we talk about in our group chat. Like we got to get
they're
these.
not talking about like the Balenciaga boots or the Mischief sneakers.
Exactly.
I
mean, they'll talk about it, but they'll just say like
they'll rag on Complex for talking about. But that's
Yeah.
what gets the clicks and the views.
Yeah, and you also gotta understand like the culture moves, like, and maybe that's not the thing. It's like I'll embrace like ISPA shoes, like I'll embrace those. And people in the comments,
in the corner.
Yeah, they're all over the place. I just bought those new. I just went and feature for the raffle for the new ones that are coming out. I forgot what they're called, but I do have all the ones that you could pull apart and make. Those are very good. Yeah, the Joyce is fine. And I got a fit for all of them. Actually, this matches whatever. But like I
ACG.
Dog, you know what? Even though Supreme is corny as shit, I'm wearing Supreme all over me right now.
Yeah, I thought that was the Supreme ACG.
Yeah, I just bought all the North Face, not all of it, but I bought a bunch of the North Face stuff.
Dude, I just got my Supreme North Face. All the cleaners. I still got one of these old joints, but this is a banger. I love this one.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good color too. Yeah, I got one of those. I got a Gore-Tex joint similar to that. Not
I wear a lot of workwear, because I use it, and it's also trending right now. And Supreme just did their little Dickies collab. I'm gonna see what that's hitting on.
Oh, that's on Thursday?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm not really into Dickies. Yo, off topic, but I didn't know Carhartt had a luxury
Carhartt whip. Yeah,
I saw that shit. I was like, this looks like regular ass Carhartt. Why is it $500?
Certain pieces really just regular Carhartt, but elevated. But some of the whip stuff is like it's European made and designed, and it's like exclusive cuts. Most of the thing why people wear Carhartt whip though is because it plummets and it hits sales. And you can get it dirt cheap on places like, your usuals, your sneakers and stuff, your Concepts, your bodegas. They'll have it on sale for like low, and that's why I normally get it.
Got you.
I still wear mainline Carhartt too, though.
I don't wear any Carhartt. I never owned a piece of Carhartt in my life.
Yeah, I'm a Carhartt. I keep a jacket and some double knees.
Yeah, when I was
you wear construction.
When I was in New York, that was a big thing. Carhartt, the jackets, the everything, the pants, those Dickies pants sometimes.
But Dickies 874 might be my favorite pair of pants of all time.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like the regular. If you on TikTok trending for you pages, you'll see the "Get Ready with Me" little TikTok girl voice. And
is that the joint like
flannel Dickies 874? They'll have one.
I like, yeah.
Cook that.
See, that's the thing. I'm from the era like everything gotta be fresh, and that's why. Look, I'm behind maybe 10 years. But I like casual streetwear. I like what Supreme does. Their new head of design guy, the guy that Kanye don't like. I think he's done some good things. Yeah. I think he's making it more relatable to the generation of Supreme that actually bought Supreme for when it was cool.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah. 80s and 90s. Like stuff like this. Like I would have wore this back in the day. And it still like works today. Like the motorcycle gear, like shit like that. Like they just did the Smith & Wesson 20th. What is it? The 30th anniversary of the album?
Yeah, that dropped.
25th. I don't know. I got all the T-shirts, the duck down hat. I mean, those are things that relate to my generation, and it's really good because mind you, it's not going to sell out. Another thing, from my understanding, the quality of the products has gone down a lot too. I don't know, like
since VNF purchased them, that's what people say.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I do have a couple of Supreme jackets that I wear on a regular basis that have ripped, and this is, mind you, after only a year or so of wear. But I wear clothes differently. Like I'll wear something. I'll take I have like a $600 coat that I'll wear every day to walk my dog because it's the coat that I feel like wearing every day.
It just so happens to cost $600.
Yeah, but it's just like once I put it on, I'm like, oh, this is dope, and I feel comfortable wearing it. Mind you, the only reason I wear it is because it's black, but and it's it matches everything. But then I'm like, when it comes to shoes, I switch off my daily on shoes, whatever the fuck they're called. Those are my favorite shoes to rock on a daily basis.
Man, it's a new pair of on shoes coming out, some carbon neutral joints. I need those.
Dog, I just gave away a pair to my homegirl's husband because I saw him wearing Skechers. We went out, they came over here around my way to catch up with me because I didn't see him in like a year. I brought the kids out and everything. Homeboy was wearing Skechers. I was like, what size shoe do you wear? He's like a 12. I came back here. I gave him a pair of ACGs. I gave him a pair of Ultra Boost. I gave him a pair of
the modern day dad figures.
Dog. I gave him like a whole bunch of different comfortable shoes to rock. I'm like, yo, just wear these because I'm never gonna wear them. I have like 5 pairs of basic.
Now, as the older person, you don't gotta sacrifice style and comfort.
Yeah. I'm not wearing Jordan 4s. That's why I don't wear J's like that. I do like Jordan 1 lows now. I did wear my first
Jordan 1 lows is like the Vans. If they weren't so much hype around them, you should be able to get those out of like Mason the same way you get a pair of Blazers or Cortez.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be mad at it because Jordan 1 lows, especially the OG shape, is just like can't go wrong.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah. Like Jordan 3s I wear a lot now. I've been trying to un-DS as many shoes. 5s, I love wearing 5s. So I'm trying to get there, but I also have to get rid of a lot of shit. I can't wear LeBrons anywhere because I'm not hooping anymore.
Hell of Vans and New Balance lately.
But see, like Vans, New Balance, I still haven't worn any of my protection pack shoes, those dirty ones. I should just.
I still got my gray pair, the Rain Clouds, just on ice. I need to
sell them joints, yo. Sell them. They're gonna come out with another pair soon, man. Like I got the gray ones.
They're mass producing them now.
Yeah, I got the. Yeah, that shoe is dope. I still haven't worn. I have 2 pairs. I got the gray, the new gray ones that came out.
The Mirage.
The orange. Yeah, and I got the dirty ones. God, that was a big waste of money. Yo, the box came here fucked up. Like I think the box. They fucked up because I bought it from Feature, and Feature never sends me.
Yeah, I must say Feature box premium with their stuff.
Yeah, no, it came nicely packaged, but the box was all fucked up. I think the box is distressed, like the box and the shoe.
That's why.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
You're going too hard.
I don't know. Maybe it got crushed. I don't know. But either way, though, like I have to wear my protection packs. Got to get in some more of these Yeezys. But all right, it's 10:00. I gotta go. Thank you for hopping on. Eddie, you suck. Jonathan, I understand.
Jonathan, if you're watching tomorrow, I will hit you up. And we hope.
Oh, he would have been in the chat if he was watching.
Oh yeah, you're right. So
he would have been in the chat. Yeah. He probably had to do something tonight, but much respect. I fuck with that guy.
They married, man. You know.
Oh, he's married?
No, they are.
Who's they?
Jonathan and Eddie.
They're married?
Wait, Jonathan got a significant other. I think Eddie married.
Eddie's not married. He got a girl though.
Oh, he got a girl. Okay.
I think he got. I think. I don't know. I'll ask him.
I'm the only thought in the group. I'm looking for love though.
I mean, how old are you?
29. Boo, if you watching this.
Wait, you 29?
Yeah, I'm 29.
I thought you was like 22.
Everybody be like, "Oh, bro, you a kid?" I'm like, "Nah, bro, I'm 29 now."
Not. I mean, you're very like you talk like a grown person, but I thought you were younger for some reason. I don't know. I thought you were 23, 24. Damn, you 29?
Yeah, I need more facial hair. I gotta start eating more butt. That's what they say.
That's what. I don't do that though. I don't do that.
Oh,
no, it's not me.
All fun and games.
Yeah, but so you older than Eddie? I think Eddie's like 28. 27. No, he's 30 something. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's 30.
I think I'm the youngest in the group.
Yeah, you are. And what happened to that kid from like Iceland or whatever, Denmark? What that kid? I forgot his name.
I don't know, man. People be here today, gone tomorrow, man. Like I said, I always keep the lines of communication open, but people be.
Yeah, I don't even like.
They got their own life.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's. I mean, you want to hop on next week? You can do it again. Talk about
Yeah, I'll be able.
Halloween. We should do that MF Doom. That'll be dope.
Yo, Halloween Doom episode. Yeah, I would definitely. And I will send some promo out for that because I know a lot of fans of Doom in the culture. So it would be nice to rank his albums, favorite verses, probably talk about the dunks for a little bit, and just make it a thing.
Put it together. Let me know, and I'll we can pull up the content for it and talk about it because I got all the records. I got everything.
That's
I am an MF. I'm not a junkie, but I got all the stuff.
Yeah. I'm not like a super fan, but I love it.
Yeah. Me too. All right, so 12 Hub Podcast back full effect. Like, subscribe to the 3 people, including, I think that's us just watching. All right, we're out. Check the replay. Peace.